Need to share this out. We should be live now, but let me grab the link. Okay, it says we're live. All right.
Yep.
Well, it's time to play that music. Play some Elvis music. We are live. I just cut the music off. Maybe I should have
That
talked
music
while the
sucks.
music was on. I don't think anybody can. Yeah, you can hear me. Okay. You see, OBS made everything like darker, so it. At first, I was like, "Wait, am I even talking?"
The music sounds like farts.
It sounded like they tried to purposely add a fart noise, like when the music slowed down.
Yeah.
So we are live. We have Richard in the live chat room, and we have Eddie outside the 9 in the live chat room.
What's going on,
What's
guys?
up? So we're here to talk about Elvis, and Frank is in his brand new shed. This is the first podcast with him in his new shed.
This is the test run. We're working out the kinks.
The cameras do work. We tested them off the air, but we just don't feel like doing cameras tonight. We're lazy
No.
bums. I like the clay fighter pictures. Yeah, you guys should have me on the show one day. Hey, you can come on whenever. Just make sure you have a good mic. You need at least the Shure microphone. It's $1,500 microphone. So Elvis 2022. Now you saw it. Yeah. Oh my God. Right. What is going on with this movie?
I don't think it knew what it wanted to be. It started out as one thing and it became something totally different.
Oh, I forgot a picture of Paul Heyman. Was it bad? The Alchemist is here in the live chat room if you're watching this on the download.
I wouldn't say it was bad, but it was just very, disjointed. It was an awkward film.
Yeah, it gets good towards the end because it actually feels like a film towards the end. In the beginning, It's all over the place. And it's not one of those movies where, like, the beginning, the first, 15 minutes is nutty, where things are just happening. The whole movie's like that up until the last, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour. And the movie forgot who. The movie starts with the Colonel narrating as he's being driven to the hospital, and they totally forget that he was narrating the film because he doesn't narrate the film anymore. He narrates the entire movie, and then the last 20 minutes, he doesn't narrate it anymore. There's some weird stuff going on.
It was a very strange angle to make it from the Colonel's perspective. It's like, why? I don't know why they went with that, first of all. Why not just do a regular biopic? And also, they fast forwarded through his life. Like, he's a kid for a while, and then he's a teenager or whatever, and then all of a sudden the movie goes from 0 to 1,000, and then it slows down at the end again. So I don't know.
I don't know either.
They had enough time. It was 3 hours long.
I don't Imagine how long that movie is without it being cut.
Oh my, probably like 4 hours long. It's like a Lord of the Rings movie.
Probably like 6 hours long.
They made a crap ton of money from this movie, though.
We have RWK88 in the live chat room. How you doing, RWK?
Going on, man?
What's up? We're here to talk about Elvis.
Elvis. So the movie only cost 85 million, and they made 280 million already. So they're good. There's gonna be a sequel.
Well, I mean, a
Elvis in
sequel.
space. I'm just kidding.
Yo, you know what? I don't look. They did make one of my favorite movies, which is 20 years old this year, Bubba Hotep. It's like an
Yes.
Elvis horror movie. It's like one of the only horror movies with Elvis. Bruce Campbell plays Elvis. Yeah, you know what, man? They should do a movie where Elvis is abducted, and they run that angle. Like he gets into space and he's starting to kill all the aliens on the ship. He's gonna get back home.
Starts killing him.
Speaking of anyway.
What? See, there's an episode of Star Trek where they defrost like people from the past, like famous people that have just mysteriously like died or disappeared. They totally should have had Elvis in that episode. They just defrost him and they have no idea what he's talking about.
Elvis and Bigfoot. I think they'd both be dead by now. Yes, I would say defrost Elvis. And you're like, where am I at, man? Get me out of here, man.
And at the end of the movie, he says something really stupid like, "Oh, beam me up, Scotty."
You want to bring me up over here, Scotty?
Oh my
Thank you
God.
very much. He doesn't
It's
thank
so-
you very much as he's like disappearing.
Yeah. Oh my God! Imagine Spock doing the hand thing, and he's like, "Cool, man," and he uses it like in his show. Like
He shows Spock how to shake his dick.
oh God,
Any boobs in this movie? Kind of.
there were ass cheeks. I can
So-
scream ass cheeks at the top of my lungs now because I have my own building.
Well, listen. So in the first 5 minutes of the film, he's shaking his dick, and literally, the women are on slow motion, going crazy. And you see their husbands like trying to keep them sitting down in the seats and stuff like that. And I'm like, my God, this is so embarrassing. Imagine if you're watching this with your family or something.
They literally try to start grabbing him at one point. They're like trying to like reach for it. Like, please, just let me get a touch.
But it's weird. It's like these women. It was like literally like the aliens came down and like put a beam, like a tractor beam, in people's heads, in the women's heads or something.
Yeah,
Maybe his dick was a tractor beam. I don't know.
that's a conspiracy. That's what it is.
Maybe he was an alien the whole time.
His dick was just an antenna to beam into the women's
Yeah, it was
heads.
the antenna. You see?
Yep, it's all true.
His dick had 5G before 5G was a thing.
Oh my God. That's why people don't want 5G because they're afraid of that.
They're afraid Elvis is going to come back and shake his dick. 5G.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What an odd movie.
Well, he shook his dick literally for 5 minutes straight. Like, that's how the movie opens. And
Yeah,
then he's...
And you like see it. Like not actually, but you kind of see it.
She
Like,
might as well just taken his pants off and played with it on fucking camera.
well, it's like the silhouette like slapping around. It's like so nasty. It's like why did they do that? I don't want to see that.
You should slow that scene down and play the Olympics music.
Oh my God. No.
Anyway, I don't know, man. At one point, they're playing rap music when he goes to visit BB King, like current rap music, and I'm like, why? He's not going to the fucking Bronx. He's going to fucking visit BB King.
he gets upset and he gets in his Cadillac and then he just start playing this like rap music because he's driving through the city.
My God.
I don't know, man. I don't know what was up with the music.
Okay, so listen, I'm just gonna say this, and everyone knows this. I felt this movie is very sci-fi-ish. I don't know what was going on here. I didn't know what was going on at all because they kept going back and forth. They're cutting from here to there to here to there. Literally, like at the end of the film, he gets on an airplane and then it just goes, Elvis died. And I'm like, he didn't die in an airplane. What the fuck are they talking about?
He died 2 years after the movie. Like the movie ends in 75, and he died in like 77. So he just skipped the last 2 years of his life.
Yeah, I don't know. So listen, everyone knows how I feel about this movie. You were kind of warned that this was sci-fi-ish.
Yeah.
When you went into this, were you like, holy shit, what the hell am I watching? Or were you just like, oh, this isn't too bad?
I didn't expect it to be so like trippy. Like in the beginning when he sees like the Star Trek thing and like I don't know, it was like freaky. Like it made no sense. Because I guess they're trying to show you like he's hallucinating because he's like dying, the Colonel, but it was still like a weird way to go about
Oh
it.
yeah, the first thing you see when this film opens is the Enterprise. We're not even kidding.
Yeah.
We should put the Enterprise in this thing here. I can find a PNG of it.
Yeah, the Colonel's like dying and he looks out at the Las Vegas whatever and he sees the Star Trek thing because they used to have a Star Trek like themed part of a hotel. I forget what hotel it was, but they had all the conventions there. So there was like a big sign for it, and he sees like the Enterprise fly out of the sign, and he's trying to like I don't know why the last thing he thought about before he was dying was how he screwed over Elvis, but that's what he was thinking about. I don't know.
He's probably thinking he needs some money for the hospital visit. I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh shit! I don't have insurance.
they said they put something in the end like the Colonel was spent his last years like skulking around casinos spending his
Well,
fortune
yeah, they
like
wanted to make him look as bad as possible, and you know what? The guy kind of deserved it after what he
well
did to
yeah
this guy's life over here.
yeah the movie was pretty sad even though we're like making fun of it, it was actually kind of sad.
Yeah, no, we're just making fun of the whole fact that this movie was just. This is probably going to win like Best Picture next year.
Yeah, and it just made so much money. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I mean, it checks all the boxes, right? For the old fucks over there at the Academy.
Yep.
Am I using the right one?
Let me look at the thing. It's gonna take. Yeah, that's the.
Or am I
I think
using
that's the original.
Voyager?
No, that's the original Enterprise.
I knew it looked familiar.
Yeah, that's the Constitution class one.
There you go.
And by the way, that's not the only time they show Star Trek
No,
because he
they
was.
show them in the Christmas when they was trying to do the Christmas video. They show the posters on the wall.
Yeah, he's working at NBC, and that was when Star Trek was airing in the '60s. So they show like the posters.
You're going to wear the Christmas sweater and you're going to sing for the people. So Tom Hanks plays Paul Heyman in this movie.
Pretty much.
And he's supposed to be from Virginia, but he has a German accent. And you're like, why does the guy have a German accent? Well, you find out that the Colonel's been a huge fraud. So let me read the chat room real quick.
Okay.
Was Elvis a fan of Star Trek? Apparently, he's a fan of Hulk Hogan. According to Hulk Hogan, who wasn't even wrestling when Elvis died. So there you go. Elvis has a lot of sci-fi stuff in his house in Graceland. Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Maybe that was all a nod to him then too.
Yeah, maybe. He was alive for the original series, so
Well, yeah, obviously. Does it end with Elvis on the toilet? No. That might be in the fucking director's cut
it should have.
that they're gonna release when people are done buying the original movie. I believe he had maybe when they re-release it in theaters, he'll die in the toilet. Like they're re-releasing Spider-Man with all the director's cut stuff.
Our idea was perfect that the door closes and the magazine just drops.
Yeah, but you
It's
see,
like,
if you're gonna use current music for that, as soon as the fucking bathroom door closes slowly, you hear Journey playing.
oh
Like
god.
you totally rip off the ending of Sopranos.
Oh my god. It just it fades to black or whatever. That's it.
Well, you do the slow pan where it shows the toilet closet, it shows the door for the bathroom closing, but it's in slow motion. And as it goes slow motion, it fades to black, and then it says on the screen, "Elvis died." Blah blah blah.
What if you play scary music when he's walking into the bathroom because you know what's about to happen? And it's all slow and he's just walking into the bathroom for
Should
his
play
final time.
the Luke Skywalker hallway music
Oh my
from
god.
Mandalorian.
Yeah. Like he knows what's about to happen.
I think they need to make more Elvis like horror movies and shit, where
Because
he's killing people like zombies and stuff and saving the day.
well, if you make a parody, I guess you could probably do it. You could probably get away with it
They're not
because he's
gonna
just a person.
they're not gonna do it because right before this movie came out, or right after the movie came out, they told everyone in Vegas like no more Elvis stuff.
Oh, no more
No
impersonators.
more impersonators, no more weddings. So everyone's out of a fucking job now.
That sucks. There was a
I
lot of Elvis impersonators.
because I think they want to like clean up his image because of what
Well,
happened to him in Vegas. They want to like get that out of like his image, but it's like, dude, this was like 60 years ago. Does anybody care?
I feel like our generation's image of him is more of like just like a cheap like knockoff, like an old fat guy. Like this movie paints him in a
Our
better
parents'
light.
generation, he was like this skinny, sexy guy. Our generation was this old fat guy.
Yeah, and you think of impersonators and an old fat guy, and like that's what I always thought about when I heard Elvis until I saw this movie.
Well, I mean, look, the Elvis that's on the screen right now with the jumpsuit and the glasses, like that's what we grew up with. You know,
Exactly.
even though he was dead, but well,
Yeah,
that's like
that's
the image that they created over the years was this fucking fat slob guy that could sing. Before that, he was like this like normal looking guy. But I don't know. We just grew up with that, and they accepted it. They were like, okay, cool. That's why
yeah.
he's in the game as Blue Suede Goo and Clay Fighter for Super Nintendo. Those are
Blue
the images
Suede
we're
goo.
using right now.
But even in like that was like the trope in cartoons and stuff like that's how he appears.
Oh, in DuckTales, he's Elvin Porkley or Elvis Porkley. He's a pig. He's a big fat pig. He's literally like a 500-pound pig.
Ew.
He's a slob too in DuckTales. Like that's the image they portrayed of this guy, and everyone was all right with it. Now all of a sudden, oh yeah, the Colonel did him wrong, so we're gonna clean up his image. Who cares?
Yeah, it's too late.
You put everybody out of work when they need to work right now.
Do
What
you
would Elvis
remember?
do?
I want to get shirts that say "What would Elvis do?" Do you remember those Christmas CD infomercials? And
Yeah,
they would be like the little snowmen, but they had a fat snowman singing "Blue Christmas." It was supposed to be like Elvis.
yeah.
That always like pops into my head too when I
That's what
think
I'm
about
saying.
Elvis.
He was probably one of the first memes without like people realizing it.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. Anyway, look, I think the movie was well done. We're not going to run through the whole movie because there's a lot of controversial stuff in it, which we're not really going to touch on here. You guys got to watch the movie and decide what you want. But yeah, it just the movie was all right. It's very weird though. It's like the Mister Rogers biopic. I thought I was watching a biopic, and no, Mister Rogers, the movie again with Tom Hanks. I don't know why he's always in these weird movies. Um, Mr. Rogers, the movie, I was watching. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? This guy's dad is dying, and then he's shrinking, and then the puppets are beating him up, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? This isn't Mr. Rogers.
I didn't see it. That one.
Oh
I
my
gotta check it out.
god! You thought that this movie is like more tame than that one. Mr. Rogers is about some guy who he's got beef with his dad in current time, not current times, back in Mr. Rogers days.
Wow.
And he's fucking mad at his dad. His dad had a heart attack, and then he wakes up and he's in the castle with the puppets from Mr. Rogers. And I'm like, I thought this was a biopic on fucking Mr. Rogers. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's really weird. What?
I
How is he in the castle though? You said he shrinks.
Because he goes to sleep and he wakes up in the castle,
Oh my god.
and they're telling him like what he should do with his life, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, this is not Mr. Rogers. Yo, the trailer that you cut made me go to the. I didn't go to the theater, but it could have made me go to the theater, thinking, hey, I'm gonna watch a story about Mr. Rogers' life, and what I got was some weird fucking movie. And once again, Tom Hanks jumps into this, and it's like a weird movie. But I will say, this is more like an Elvis. This is more of a biopic than that one was. But this is still weird, the way that it's directed. It's literally cutting the scenes every 5 seconds.
I don't like when they do that either. Like they take a perspective from a person because you don't know if that's really what they were thinking. It's all
They
speculative.
should have just made a movie about Elvis's life. I mean, you
Right,
could do the fast forward stuff, but keep the pacing going. The last like half an hour of this film, it feels like an actual movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they should have just shown the events as they happen instead of trying to like do all this wacky stuff.
Yeah, it's like they tried to fit like 10 pounds of shit in a 5 pound bag.
Yeah, and they had it was literally I think 2 hours and 49 minutes. Like they had time to
And they
do what they
use like
wanted.
massive CGI at like the airport when he's in the car at the end.
Yeah,
The whole fucking outside is CGI. And I'm like, dude, you could totally see the CGI.
they ran out of money for that last scene.
That scene costs more money than half these movies.
I think Tom Hanks is CGI too because he's fat.
Well, I mean, hey, he just went to McDonald's every day. Come on.
That's what, see, people, these companies, they spend all this money on CGI when they could just have these guys come hang out with us for a weekend. And we'll be like, listen, this is what you eat. Like, we say this all the time. I don't know what they're doing over there.
Instead of paying millions for CGI, just give us a couple 100,000.
Yeah, give us a couple $100,000 and
No,
give
you
us
know
a
what?
food budget.
Give us $1 million. This way we can split it, and that's it. And then we will take Mr. Hanks to McDonald's every day and Buffalo and order pizza and stuff like that.
Just keep eating all day long. As much as he could fit in, we'll just keep eating.
Or I'll have surgery. They could take my fat out and put it in his stomach.
Oh my god. You're going to sell your fat to Tom Hanks?
I would.
Then part of you would be in a movie. That's kind of cool.
Nah, it's all right. What we got here? Elvis is heavy into making movies. I wonder if his death didn't have something to do with Toto with Star Wars.
What?
Toto from
The
Dorothy.
little dog?
Did the dog bite him? Did Ace Steel bite Elvis?
Oh my god. Dog in human skin.
Dude, he totally looks like a pug.
Do you think that's real?
What?
That he bit him?
No, I know that's real.
Oh my god.
There's going to be a lawsuit probably announced this week about
oh my god.
the biting. You're going to see bite marks. I guarantee you someone's going to put those photos out.
What a mess.
His death didn't have something to do with Star Wars. Oh, because they were both 77, right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, maybe because he's a Trekkie.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
right.
maybe Spock and Kirk beamed down there, like, you're Elvis. Oh, and that was it. They hit him with the beam, the tractor beam.
Or Lucas was like, that guy's got to go because he's going to convince people to watch Star Trek instead of Star Wars.
He knows who Luke's father is. And I didn't even write the script yet.
imagine, imagine Elvis is like, hey man, I want to be in Star Wars. And they just put him in there and he's like some stupid guy. He could have played Han Solo.
Dude, he would have ruined the film. He has to play Greedo. Shoots
Oh my
first.
god. Oh, you shot me.
Or the Disney edited version. He shoots but misses, and he goes, "Watch the hair, man."
Yeah. Come on, you couldn't see him like having banter with Chewbacca.
Maybe he was gonna play Jabba the Hutt.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine Elvis? Fat
Oh,
Elvis
you
played
owe me money, Han
Jabba the
Solo.
Hutt.
Oh.
Hey man, I don't care what you gotta do, kill that guy. He tells Boba Fett.
Yeah. You gotta get my money, man.
Carbonite him and bring him to me.
God, it would have ruined the movie.
Tomorrow looking good. What time? Same time, buddy. Between 10:30 and 11. Mr. Rogers, the Kid Show, is a badass in the real life. Yes, I agree. He was a great
Yeah.
guy. All his food Richard's eating. Elvis
Sounds
probably
good.
would have cameos in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Oh my god. He could have played
Thank you very much.
he could have played Lando. He dressed like him and he was eccentric.
No, he couldn't play Lando.
He would have been horrible, but I'm trying to think of what role he could have possibly like pulled off.
He wouldn't play a big role. He would play
No,
like one of those, crappy roles.
he's an Ewok. Hey guys, I'm a little teddy
Because they
bear.
wouldn't be able to afford him.
Oh, that's true. Because Star Wars was like nothing back then. I forgot about that. Hey guys, I'm a big fat guy.
Get him. Bring him to me.
Yeah.
I don't
Put him
know.
in the carbonite.
I don't know. So back to this film. Look, if you guys want like a professional review, this ain't it. Okay, we're just gonna shoot the shit about the movie. We're gonna go back and forth. We're gonna be like the movie. We're gonna go back and forth all around, up and down. We're gonna pick our spots, and hopefully by the end of the show, it'll look like some sort of a podcast. So, pretty much the chat room. Have you guys seen this movie? What's up? Elvis would have been the emperor.
Oh my god, no.
Elvis having that. I don't know. Hey, they could do Jason X meets Elvis in space.
They both get unfrozen at the same time.
Imagine he sings and it makes Jason's head explode.
That's how he beats him.
That's how he kills him. Or he shakes his dick and Jason can't stop looking and his head explodes.
Like, he just shakes it so fast that it like causes vibrations and that's it.
Freddy versus Elvis, huh?
Freddy versus Elvis? Yes. Who would win? Apparently Elvis never slept, so.
Well, no, I have the ending.
Okay.
Elvis thinks he beats Freddy. Then he sits on the toilet, and as he's reading the paper, Freddy's hand comes out of the toilet and kills him.
Oh my
And then
god.
you hear Freddy laugh as the fucking thing fades to black, the movie.
Oh my god. He got him on the toilet.
It's like a mixture between the bathtub scene and the Glenn scene, where he grabs Glenn and kills him in the bed.
He pulls him into the toilet. He's just getting totally crammed down the toilet. Like, he's all crunched in half.
Oh god.
He just pulls him
You know
right
how
down.
many people would see that and get so fucking angry and mad?
Oh, they'd be furious.
They'd walk out of the theater. How dare they do this? And I thought Wes Craven was a nice guy.
That would be the ultimate ending, though.
When does Elvis become public domain? In like another
2077. Or, no. Wait, what? How many years? It's like 80 years
not the
after they
music,
died?
just the character. Is I'm assuming he's like trademarked, right?
No, I think you can parody anybody.
Well, they're telling them to stop in Vegas. We talked about earlier. So I mean, if they don't stop, they're gonna get sued, right?
Well,
Somebody's
they
got
might
the
just
rights. Is the
not book
state?
it might be the music that because those guys sing. Like that might be how they're getting them. Because like the character himself, like we said, he's been parodied in cartoons and everything.
Yeah, I know, but they let that slide. Now they're going after people, so I don't know what's up.
It might be harder to do it now.
Elvis and a Nightmare on Elm Street.
And Elvis hits him back, and it goes, "It's Nightmare on Elm Street."
Nightmare in Graceland. Yeah,
They pretty much just wrote a better movie by accident.
Freddy fucking twerks, and he's like, "Oh man, stop doing that."
All the ladies flipping out, they turn into Freddy in that scene.
Freddy cuts his dick off.
Yeah. You won't be needing this. Because that would be his nightmare, because he was sleeping with all those ladies. So in the dream, he cuts it off.
He would make the best one-liners too.
Yep.
Hunk of flesh. I don't know. This guy's scraping off and they're cutting him up. Oh, he would cut his hair.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The little poof.
Welcome to prime time, Elvis. Hey, man, where am I?
What was that hotel called? He's gonna be like, I ain't in that hotel anymore.
Oh, what? I forgot what it's called.
What do I say?
Oh, Freddy can dress as Tom Hanks and Paul Heyman or whoever the fuck.
Oh, the International Hotel. That was it.
Yeah, but he's in the boiler room of the International Hotel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Colonel's in the death wheelchair from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, and he's like, "My boy."
Freddy's down there burning all the suits, the white suits.
Yeah. Like in Elm Street 2, he's burning the guy's clothes in the basement.
I just bought that movie, by the way. It was $5 on Xbox. I don't have it.
That's probably the best scene in the whole film.
I thought that was a good
This
movie.
guy goes outside at 3 o'clock in the morning. He looks in his basement and he sees Freddy just burning his clothes.
It's normal, everyday thing.
He just gets up and walks back into the house like nothing.
Yeah.
Dude, if I saw
normal.
that shit, I'd fucking scream and I'd run to the fucking police station.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that guy, the guy that lives in my basement.
There's some fucking guy in my basement burning shit. Get over here now. They said he runs back inside and just says, "Help." He bumps into Freddy. It's like, what?
Yeah.
He says help. He doesn't scream help. He doesn't go, "Help!" He just goes, "Help!" And then he bumps into Freddy. Anyway, we're way off topic with this. So, what happened with this film? So, he he meets the colonel. He's on the Ferris wheel. You said at one point it looked like they were gonna kiss and make out.
It's like a romantic movie where they're up in the top of the Ferris wheel and it
Tom
stops.
Hanks is
And,
no stranger to those films.
yeah, right. But instead of kissing him, he's just like, "We are gonna make millions," and Elvis is like, "Uh huh."
My boy, we're going to make billions.
That's exactly what he sounds like too.
Yeah,
Get
he
it
said he's
spot
from
on.
Virginia, but he's got a German accent. So I don't know. They explain later that he's a fraud, but it's not really explained where he's from, though.
Well, in real life, he is from the Netherlands.
How the fuck did he end up in Tennessee then?
He just came here for whatever. I don't know.
Or Memphis, or whatever the hell.
Yeah, Memphis.
How did he end up in fucking Memphis? A guy from the Netherlands.
He took a boat here and he he just started doing stuff. I don't know. It's literally like what happened.
Did he manage Kratos?
He's that old that he managed Kratos first.
He screwed over Kratos.
Yeah.
My
He
boy,
sent Kratos
going
a
to sell
bill for
millions
$8
on
million.
PlayStation 4. I only sold 20 million copies. And I got $75 on the dollar.
That's right. $75 on the dollar. Charged him.
So he was getting 50 cents on the dollar off Elvis. Can you imagine? Everyone
That's
in the
insane.
chat room. He might as well should have married him
Yeah.
at this point, right? Collecting all that dough. So this guy, the colonel, he was making all the decisions for this guy. He got in trouble for shaking his fucking dick. And that was illegal back then, and they wanted to throw him in jail, and then he was shipped off to the military as like a deal. And while he was over there, the mother like died because she couldn't believe that he was shipped over there, and that's what the movie's trying to convey. You know, I don't know. She drank herself to death because she couldn't stand that he was sent to the war and all this stuff. And he meets his wife over there, and you're telling me that the movie doesn't explain what the situation really was with his wife?
No. Allegedly, it does not.
Well, what do you hear allegedly? What did the movie miss? Because the movie,
So-
apparently the movie's playing ball. So
In the movie, they like look at each other and then like they're married in like 5 minutes. But in real life, I heard that she was very young when they met, and so he didn't really want to get married, but the father like threatened him, like, "Yo, you're gonna marry her," and so he was like, "Okay," and he didn't want to do it. That's the PG Reader's Digest version of what happened. Because the movie literally like they go from meeting to being married in like a minute.
And I once again I got confused because all the scenes are like out of order. You told me when he got married, he was crying on the steps on his wedding day.
Yeah,
And I said, "Isn't that in the movie?" And you were like, "No, that's when his mom died."
yeah, they like
I was
took
like,
that
"Oops."
story and they put it for the wrong thing because they didn't. They're trying to paint him in the most positive light possible, which is fine, I guess. I mean, they're not gonna like, you know, run him through the mud.
Look, at the end of the day, no one's debating that the guy wasn't a great musician. Like, no one's saying that. And by the way, the movie had to gloat because at the end of the movie, during the credits, they just put like Elvis is still the #1 top drawing
Solo
singer
artist.
of all time. Yeah. And it's like,
Yeah,
and I just looked at my wife and I'm like, wow, they're gloating.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, fuck all you people for watching this shit. He's still the top guy. It's like,
But you know, when he died, they had like no money.
I know that. Nobody was booking him.
Yeah, and then the wife turned Graceland into a museum, and that's how they got all the money back.
Right. That's fine.
Yeah.
They had no
'Cause
money
the-
left because this guy, the old fuck.
Well, he was spending a
They
lot
should
of money.
take Tom Hanks to court and get all the money back.
Yeah. I'm not really the guy. I'm an actor. Yeah, he
You
was
can't
spending a
fool
lot of
anyone.
money.
You're the colonel. you're a pug in human skin.
He made his dad the financial manager, and the dad doesn't say a word until he's like, "Oh, we're broke." Like
Well, the
he's like
dad
the
was
worst
doing what
manager.
the colonel was doing. Only the dad wasn't robbing his son; he was just blowing all the money.
Right.
The colonel
And
was robbing the kid, and he was fucking blowing all the money.
they said Elvis gave away over 250 Cadillacs in his lifetime. Like just gave them away. So that's why he was broke.
Well, they talked in the movie about him buying his mother a pink Cadillac, which he did.
Yeah, and all of his friends too.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake, man.
I mean, he spent a ton of money.
Take your friends out to dinner every night. Don't buy them fucking Cadillacs.
He bought them all a Cadillac. Also, that was kind of weird too. Like, who were all those people running around his house? Was that like his friends? Like,
Yeah, it's his friend. It's just like back in the day, there was. Look, back in the day, you had people just stay at your house, and
yeah,
you guys just hung out all day and all night. Like that's all you did. There was no internet, obviously. There was no phones like that, like cell phones or nothing.
they were
And
just
nobody
running
really.
around
When you
outside.
got a phone call, it was like once in a blue moon. The
Right,
phone wasn't there for people to talk on all day. It was like the phone was used to like send a quick message to somebody.
right.
Like, hey, so and so died. Oh, that sucks. Okay, where's the funeral? Okay, here's the funeral. Stuff like that. It wasn't really meant to be. The phones weren't used back then to be like, hey, baby, call me up on the phone later. Like, that's not how it worked.
Yeah,
Like, that's how it worked in the '90s and the '80s. But anyway, that's what you did, man. You just like party 24/7 if you were an adult and you
it
had like
reminded
Elvis
me.
money.
It reminded me of Billy Madison, where the guys are just hanging out by the
Yeah.
pool. Like that's what it was like. Like there's just people running around outside, driving little stupid cars and stuff. Like it looked like a circus at his house.
Yeah, that's what you did back then. Van
I guess that
Halen,
makes
Freddy
sense.
Krueger, and Elvis are fighting.
What? Van Halen?
Did he write Van Halen? Oh, hey Vern. Oh, hey Vern. Freddy Krueger and Elvis are fighting. I see what he's saying. Van
Van
Halen.
Halen? Oh my god, he would just like hit him with a guitar.
Who would win in that fight?
Van Halen.
Yeah,
He would
right.
just crank up the amp and kill him, like just from the volume.
What if Elvis kills him and goes, "Don't fuck with the king"?
My God.
uh. So okay, he bought everyone Cadillacs.
Yeah, he got married, and then when he got back from the army, he started making movies,
Right.
and they don't explain anything. They just show him behind the Hollywood sign all of a sudden, taking a leak or whatever he was doing back there.
Yeah, and this is where he started dressing like gimmicky Elvis.
Right.
This is where he
But
started to transform into the parody Elvis.
they don't explain like who all the people are. Like there was guys trying to get him to leave his
Yeah,
manager,
like you're supposed to know who the fuck these people are.
and I didn't know.
Like I'm supposed to just know. Like a group of guys walk up to him. Like I'm supposed to know that they were his business partners and shit.
Right.
Because he doesn't even hire them. He hires them at one point in the movie, and it's like, wait a minute, how did? Because he was at the Hollywood sign waiting for them to show up, and you're just like, who are these fucking people?
Yeah, that scene was so vague.
And then the guys are working at NBC and they're not listening to the fucking colonel. He's like, put the Christmas sweater on him now. And they're like, yeah, we'll put the Christmas sweater on him. He's like, don't put the sweater on.
Well, he didn't want to look like Elvis was very vain. He didn't want to look stupid, which that's not necessarily a bad thing. He was protecting his brand. He wasn't like going to put on a stupid sweater
Well, he
and
even
act
asked the
stupid
guys, he
on
goes,
there.
where's my career right now? The guy goes, in the toilet. And he goes, can you
Yeah.
fix that? He's like, yeah.
How much?
I don't know. Look, I feel bad for Elvis in real life because this movie totally shows you how fucked over he was by everybody. And the guy just wanted to make a living,
Yep.
take care of his family. And that's the goal of life over here. But it shows you how they took advantage of him, big time. And it's sad. Like we make fun of Elvis because he's, to us he's the meme, but he was a real guy and he had real problems. They showed the drug use, but they really didn't show the drug use. They're like, said, "Where are these pills coming from?" And then he collapses, and the colonel's in the hallway and says, "Get him on the stage now." Who
Yeah, he
cares if
has
he's
like
dead? Just put his body on the stage.
Weekend at Bernie's. They just prop him up.
But how can you
Yeah,
remember the lyrics to the music if he's all shot up with drugs?
well, it's like stimulant, so it made him like wake up. Like, oh, okay. Like,
Oh,
I don't
and
know.
one thing, they did not show any brute cologne at all. This guy used to dump brute cologne all over himself when he was performing.
Ugh.
Like he had like a wet T-shirt contest with brute cologne.
Ew.
From what everyone says when he used to perform live. You don't see brute cologne once.
They wanted to get away from that, I guess.
Or they didn't get the deal.
Oh yeah, that's
The
true.
sponsorship. What did they show? Coca-Cola. He's drinking Coca-Cola all throughout the film.
Yeah.
Eddie
Yeah,
in the
they
chat room, take care. Did you see RDX tonight? I saw some of RDX. I saw they were doing good. And the minute I said hello to Dreadpool, the stream froze, and I was like, I'm going to bed. Did something happen? Did they fight with each other? Or did one of those guys pull a CM Punk and start cursing everybody out? Eli's here. What were you saying?
Eli. Uh oh, they kind of touch on like he had like anxiety. He was like really fearful of bad things happening to him. Like he would watch the news and like freak out.
Yes, and he was always worried about like screwing up. But it's weird because when someone would just tell him like, "Yo, just be Elvis," all that shit would go away. Like he would just go out there and be Elvis. So that it's very weird. I'm nervous to go out there, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Yeah, just be Elvis," and he's like, "Okay," and then he just be's Elvis, and he's awesome.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe he had confidence issues. I don't know, but that's kind of weird that you had confidence issues, but you would go out there and just fucking nail it and hit it out the park every single time. Bonds went off on Halo. No, good. I'm glad he did because a lot of people aren't doing that, and people are like, "Oh, you play a different game." No, you go play a fucking different game. I want to play Halo.
We waited for this game.
Let me tell you something, brother. You go out and play Red Dead Redemption 2 naked, and I'll fucking keep playing Halo. But I'd like, telling somebody to go play a different game is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. Okay? I gotta watch the rest of RDX, and when he talks about Halo, I will love it. Because that guy, he's 100%, my man. Did they show Karate Elvis? No.
They ignored it completely, and then at the very end, they show his last concert where he's like fat and sweaty, but you don't even see his body.
He's not even fat. No, no, no. They go to fat Elvis territory, okay? But he is not fat at all.
No.
They were playing ball with the fucking estate. I'm telling you.
But then, even like I said at the end, they try to cover it up in the real footage. Like they don't show. They keep showing his face.
Well, in the old footage that they show at the very end of the film, he is a fat slob. But
Yeah, but you don't
but
really
they
see like
didn't.
his
But
belly.
in the movie itself, he was still a skinny guy up until the end, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not Elvis. And I get it. They want to portray him as the big time baby face, which I get it. I mean, really, the guy was a good guy up until he got involved with the fucking colonel and the drugs and all that shit.
Yeah, the he wanted to go international, and the colonel
Yeah, because the Colonel couldn't go.
Couldn't go, so he signed like a 5-year deal to play in Vegas, and
Yeah, after he
that's
told
when
him
it
it
all
was just
fell
gonna be
apart.
for that one weekend or whatever. That one weekend turned into like 5 years of his life.
He was like living in the hotel, basically.
It's sad. It's sad that this guy was manipulated by this whole fucking dude. But that's what
All because the
happened.
guy couldn't stop gambling.
Yeah, the guy just slipped in early in his career, got into the family, all involved in all that, and that was it.
Yep. It was a tragedy for sure.
Karate Elvis doesn't exist. Maybe that's a sequel.
In what?
Maybe in the Elvis Part 2, he's a karate Elvis.
Ugh,
They put Jackie Chan in the film and they can go fucking beat up criminals.
crime fighting Elvis.
Hey man, where'd you learn those moves?
What was that comic book that he liked? I was like, I never even heard of that hero.
Wasn't he like reading the Avengers or something?
No, it was like way before that. Uh, Elvis was obsessed with comic books and this superhero. Okay, who was it?
Everyone's talking about Elvis Pass.
What? Oh, Captain Marvel
Apparently,
Jr.
Xbox is launching Elvis Pass. And it's going to
Elvis
launch at
Pass.
E3 next year, says RWK88.
Hey, I'm there for that.
What are you saying?
It was Captain Marvel Jr. in the early 40s. That's who he was obsessed with.
He's just reading a Playboy or something.
Oh, hell yeah. That's why he wanted to get famous so he could sleep with all the ladies.
A lot of scenes with BB King, which is really cool.
Yep.
You know, maybe they'll do a BB King movie, like a spin-off off of this one. I don't know. Maybe not. I have no idea what they're gonna do. You never know. But they kind of set up that character and made that pretty cool. Um, I like how back in the day everyone was friendly. Now if BB King and Elvis were like friendly, they'd be fucking arguing on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey man, you stole my shit, man. Elvis, fuck you. Oh no, fuck you, man. Oh, he doesn't. They don't show him eating the peanut butter and banana sandwich at all.
No, they never showed it. They also show when Kenny Rogers was like a kid and he's like learning the stuff from or he's like stealing stuff from Elvis kind of.
Yeah.
So Elvis knew like a lot of really famous people. They were all up and coming at the same time, like in the 50s or whatever. It's kind of cool.
That's what I'm saying. And everyone was like, you know, even though you said this guy was stealing the shit, everyone was pretty much like cool with each other. Like,
He wasn't stealing it, but he liked that image. Remember, his dad was very clean cut, and then he started dressing like Elvis and like
right.
acting, so that Elvis influenced his career too in
But you
some
see
way.
how like all these music guys were like cool with each other for the most
Right?
part.
Yeah.
And it was because of the mutual respect came from the artistry that they had. They were all
Right.
artists and they knew it. There was no camaraderie, there was no, you know what I mean? It was like, "Hey man, you're awesome." And
Well,
like, "Dude, I heard you too. You're great." And
the
they bonded
competition.
over that and they were friendly over it. You know what I mean? Like today you couldn't do that because somebody would say something on Twitter and they'd be like, "Oh, he said that? Well, fuck him." It's like, "Hey man, you pick up the phone and call me. Fuck you."
Oh, it's you're like we're joking about it, but that's literally what happened with Rocky and Dolph Lundgren. Dolph was like, "Why didn't he just call me?" Like he's cursing him out on Twitter.
Yeah, because
You know what I mean? Like,
Stallone got divorced over a dog. Okay, no one's ever gonna take him seriously ever again.
but you're
Okay,
right though. They would be fighting on Twitter.
yeah, this guy Elvis drove the BB King several times in the film, and they just hung out at BB King's house,
Yeah.
and they got music going on. They had people singing, and they're just like having a good time, man. and they're talking about personal stuff, and they're cool with each other. They're not fucking arguing like, man, you should be lucky that this, and that, or fuck you, and oh no, fuck you, baby.
There was also very little competition though back then because there was no real
But that's
national
what I was saying. Like
distribution.
everyone helped each other out. God forbid somebody
Yeah,
do that today. Oh, you want me to help you? Oh, fuck you. I'm gonna take a picture. I'm gonna put it on Reddit, and I'm gonna fucking show everybody how stupid you are.
yeah. BB King would be like making fun of Elvis being fat. Like, oh, you
Yeah.
got fat. Like,
He doesn't even use the right peanut butter.
he puts chunky on his banana sandwich
Yeah.
instead of smooth.
He puts his sandwiches in the refrigerator when he doesn't eat them.
Oh, what an animal!
uh, that Shazam sidekick.
No,
Shazam is that old, huh? Remember when Johnny Cash was hanging out with Elvis? No, I don't remember that because I wasn't there. They don't show that in the movie either. They don't show
you
any of this
weren't
stuff.
there.
No, I couldn't make it that day.
Oh, should have been there.
I was a little late.
I was there. It was great. I'm also 100 years old.
You
I
know
forgot
what's
to tell
funny?
you.
You're late when you're not there, and you're late when you're dead.
Yeah,
So you're
that's
just
right.
always late.
Yeah, why do they say that? That is kind of weird.
No matter what, you're late.
Can never be early.
It also, when you're young, when you're a baby, they have to change your diapers, and then when you're an old man, they got to change your diapers.
Hey, come full circle.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, right? It's
And
weird
you
how.
can't walk. You can't walk when you're old, just like when you're a little kid.
Yeah, you have to learn how to walk, and then you fall down and break your hip, and you're dead.
That's it. Yeah. It's kind of messed up, but it's true.
They traveled around the same bus. Yeah, they didn't show that,
No, yeah.
unfortunately, because like you said, I didn't know that stuff. So you're giving me information, RWK, that I didn't realize. It would have been nice if the fucking movie would have told me. Excuse me. Elvis versus Hulk Hogan. Ray Charles showed him drugs. That Ray movie. That movie's gonna be 20 in a couple of years with Jamie
But,
Foxx.
oh, that's right. I never
Came in
saw it, but I
2004.
remember seeing the thing
Yo,
for
that
it.
movie. Okay, you gotta watch it. But it's like a horror movie.
Oh my
This guy
god.
Jamie Foxx is like, give me the needle, give me the needle. And he's blind and he's putting the fucking thing around his arm and he's putting needles in his arm.
Oh.
He's like doing cocaine and shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh my god. I didn't know he did all that.
Yeah, he knew where to put the fucking needle and what veins. And he's shooting up like
Wow.
25 times a day and shit. I'm like, how is this guy not dead?
Dude, oh my god, that's freaky.
I'm like, I never knew Ray Charles did this stuff.
No, I didn't know that either.
I just knew him from the Pepsi commercial.
Yeah. I just thought he was just some guy.
You got the right one, baby. Or in the Leslie Nielsen movie, I think it was Spy Hard. He gets on the bus because he's running away from the criminals, and the bus driver is fucking Ray Charles. And he's like, just drive, and he goes, okay, and he drives off the fucking bridge.
They got away with so much crazy stuff back then.
Oh, now they couldn't do that. They'd be like, oh,
No way.
You're making fun of somebody and he's handicapped and you can't have him drive a car and drive off the bridge like that. Like, oh, come on, man. It was just a comedy. The whole joke was the joke.
Yeah.
Ray Charles showed Elvis drug. Well, did he really? I mean, that I didn't know that either. He wasn't in the film at all.
So I Googled this Elvis Hulk Hogan thing, and it says he made the claim that that Elvis was a huge Hogan fan before Hogan joined WWF. Hogan did work in Memphis in '77. However, Elvis died in '77.
Yeah,
So there you go. What a liar!
I think
That's
people need to
funny.
realize Hogan lies about everything at this point.
There's a whole Twitter thread with all the lies in the book. It's like pages long. I'm just scrolling through it. Like
Somebody could write a fucking book and sell it just of all the damn lies that this guy has.
The next one is that Hogan claimed both Metallica and the Rolling Stones wanted him as their bass player.
Well, he's the same fucking age.
It's so stupid.
You gotta watch Cash. I saw the Road movie, right? What is that? I saw the Johnny Cash movie with the
Oh,
Joker.
um,
With the Joker.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Isn't that the Joker?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, Walk the Line.
Walk the
And then
line.
I watched the fucking Will Ferrell Walk the Line Hard, which I wish I never would have watched.
A Dewey Cox story.
They actually show penises in that film.
Oh, I never saw
The
it.
guy is sleeping. All of a sudden, there's like 30 dicks surrounding him, and they're bopping him on the head. We're
What the
talking
hell?
real penises. We're not talking like prosthetics.
Why?
I don't know, because I'm watching it with her. We weren't even married at the time. We're like, oh, let's just watch this because she likes Will Ferrell and imagine if
John
I said
C. Riley.
yeah, imagine if I said Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell had his dick out and he was putting on
We
people's
went to
heads. It was crazy.
Blockbuster in Mamaroneck right before they were like dying, and I think it was only like $6 or $7 or something on Blu-ray. Like, let's just get it. My God. And of course, it was like the director's cut, and we're like, whatever. The director's cut's the full movie. No, you saw dicks and everything, and I'm like, what the fuck are we watching?
Wow.
What just happened? What's up?
I'm glad I never saw it.
I tuned into the wrong channel.
Yeah, if you came in just now, I'm
came in
sorry.
just in time for Elvis.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Johnny Cash parody film because RWK88 brought up Johnny Cash's movie. Laquan, what's his name?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix. Can't we call him Queef Phoenix?
Queef.
Yeah, it's easier to remember that, I guess.
Joaquin Phoenix.
I still haven't watched it. I have it inside. The Joker.
The
4K.
Joker?
Yeah.
So that's like in this vein of like artsy, but I thought it was good. I liked it. So you might like it.
So listen, they're filming Beverly Hills Cop 4 right now.
That's insane. So how did like how did this come about? I just bought them on 4K.
Dick's bombing on
Recently.
people's heads and shit. Yo, I didn't make the movie. I'm just telling you what I saw, and I was like, what the hell did we buy? So they were supposed to film this movie in like 1999.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like how did this like what happened?
Eddie Murphy wasn't doing R-rated movies for like 20 years. And they always had a script, and they were always prepped to film. You know what it is now? Because Paramount owns it. So, of course, now you got Paramount Plus. So it's probably why they're doing it.
He did Coming to America too, so maybe he was like...
That's what I'm saying. Like, now he's going back to his roots, because his kids are fucking 40 years old now. So
yeah,
he was always afraid of cursing in front of his kids.
He's got to be really old, Eddie Murphy. Right?
Still looks like he's 30.
Yeah, he looks great. I'm just wondering how old he is. He's only 61. That's not too bad.
Only 61.
Well, he's not like 80.
That today, never know. Yo, you're lucky you didn't see that movie.
Yeah, we'll all steer clear of it now.
Yeah, just don't watch that. I think Paramount Plus is going to be the top dog for a long time.
Before long.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're not like killing all their programming like Warner Brothers. We'll see what happens with Warner Brothers. They have a lot going on, and they have a lot of great properties and franchises. Discovery just came in and gutted them out, so I don't know what's up. I don't know if they're going to make like a universal platform for that and bring everything back. I have no clue what's going on, to be honest.
they might just whore out the movies to other platforms.
But that's stupid, because the whole point is for you to make money. I mean, you can make money by selling the things, but like that's going to ruin everything for a lot of people, because now what are you going to do? You want to watch Batman? Oh, you got to get Hulu. Oh, you want to watch Superman? You got to get Netflix.
Yep.
Just sell Warner Brothers to fucking Disney if you can't figure it out.
I would rather that at this
Yeah,
point.
then you can have Spider-Man versus Batman. Like, they had some of those crossovers back in the day, but now you can actually make movies out of them.
Yeah. I mean, they might as well. Just throw it all on Disney Plus. That'd
Anyway,
be it.
back to big old Elvis over here. So, yeah, I mean, he just gets on the plane and it says, hey, Elvis died in 77 and he's still number one on the charts. Fuck everybody that came after him. And,
Pretty much.
I as much as this movie was like sci-fi ish a little bit, I'll give it like a good solid 10.
A 10.
I'll give it a 10 just to be nice. It was a good movie. It was entertaining. It's just in the first couple hours of the film or the first hour and a half of the movie, I'm just like, what is happening? Because
Well,
the
yeah.
camera keeps cutting back and forth and then it time lapses and then it shows certain things. There's even a scene where it shows a newspaper and they're dancing in the newspaper. I'm like, what is going on?
But I never felt bored watching it, so that is a good point.
That's what I'm saying. You never felt bored.
No.
I guess like the way that it was shot and the sci-fi ishness kind of kept you like glued to the TV.
You had to pay attention to it. Or if you missed like 5 minutes, you'd be lost.
If you missed 5 seconds, you were lost.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, everyone should check it out. There's nothing like grotesque in the film.
Yeah, we're not burying this movie. We just think it's kind of funny how it was like shot and filmed and everything. But at the end of the day, man, like we said, the last like half an hour of the film is an actual film. I just think there were so many pieces going into this whole thing. You don't even know what's going on. The movie forgets that this guy was narrating the whole movie.
Yeah.
Did you go to the movies or HBO? HBO.
Yeah,
Well,
HBO.
I never had HBO.
I do.
You got it. I got it
Yeah.
off the internet because they have it up there now if you want to rent it or buy it or whatever digitally. But the physical's coming out, I think, the end of this month, next month. I got that pre-ordered, the 4K.
There's
Yeah,
Steelbook.
RWK. I'm not going to the movies, so even before the whole thing happened, I wasn't a fan of going to the movies lately because, dude, the last couple of movies, the theaters, it smells like farts, smells like piss. We went to see Terminator, Dark Fate. We got all our food. We sat down. It was like us and like 10 other people in the theater. And the lady comes in and goes, we're sorry, this movie has been canceled for today. And we're like, what? And she's like, yeah, we'll refund you for everything. Because I think they accidentally sent the reels back too early.
That's ridiculous.
That's the first time that ever happened to me. I go to a theater and they told me the movie can't play because it's canceled. And I'm like, how's it canceled? You know why? They didn't sell enough tickets or they sent the reels back too early. I think they sent the reels back too early because the lady said, it'll be playing tomorrow. And we're like, okay. So we looked it up and they never played it ever again. I think they screwed up.
Yeah,
the movies I wish you
right.
had one where you can eat and drink in. I like the movies too, but you got a lot of crazy people out there, so I really don't want to go to the theater.
But nowadays we have such decent setups. Like we all have pretty decent TVs and stuff. It's like at that point, I mean,
I think the movies should not go away. I think they should always be there for people that want to go. I'm not against closing the theaters down 100%. Keep the theaters for people that want that experience, but also think about people that can't go to the theaters or don't want to go to the theaters. Like
right.
Frank said, we have all these fucking TVs, these LG TVs, these Sony TVs. They're 75 fucking inches on the wall. They take up the whole wall in the house. They sell us the home theater system for what? To watch old films? Give us a choice. If we want to pay $30 on pay-per-view to watch the movie, let us do it. They could actually make more money doing that.
Yeah, and you could stay home, eat your own food. You don't have to worry about finding a babysitter.
You don't have to worry about babies crying in the theater.
Yeah.
Kids laughing at scenes that aren't funny. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about these guys breaking the doors down and fucking shooting the place up. Because I'll be having my baby. Baby.
You could pause the movie. You could take a piss. You could
Yeah,
watch
you
it in
could
your
go to the
underwear.
bathroom without the line being out the door and it's smelling and
Yep. Yeah,
yeah,
I'd
that's a
much
hell of a train.
rather the second that I became a parent, I was like, dude, the at home streaming is the best thing because you could just sit down and watch it. You don't have to worry about anything. Like I don't. It's just it's a lot to do stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, give people the option, and
Yeah,
they started doing that during this whole thing, but the companies were just too greedy. They're like, no. They're like, well, when everything gets the movie theaters were like, when everything gets better, we're gonna remember this, and then the company started caving.
yeah,
But now I have the theater over here closed down because of the whole picnic thing, and they had
right.
just the people had just bought it and re-renovated it, and it was really nice. I saw Sonic 1. That was the last movie I saw in the theater. I saw it with Ludwin, and then I went back with my wife and DJ, and that was the last time I saw a movie in the theater, Sonic the Hedgehog 1. And the poster's still in the friggin' thing over there. But they went out of
Wow.
business because of the whole picnic deal, and now they're tearing that down and building apartments there. So, rest in peace, the movie theater next to my house. And I'm not going to go to any of the crazy theaters over here. I went to the one by you over there.
Yeah.
There's a big fucking bug on my back.
Ew.
It crawled on me in the fucking theater.
Yeah, the one by me is not terrible. Like I live close, besides that bug incident, but still, like you know, it's a lot easier right now to
Before the new
watch at
people
home.
took over this one, we saw Scary Stories there. It smelled like the men's bathroom. The whole theater. Dude, I walked out of the theater and I smelled like a fucking
That's
toilet bowl,
disgusting.
like a urinal cake.
Ugh.
I had to take my clothes off when I got home, take a shower, and put new clothes on.
Ugh.
It was bad. And then the new people took over and it was beautiful. It was clean, everything was good. And then this whole thing happened and they went out of business. It literally, they had like a 3 month run. They took
Yeah,
over in
that sucks.
January and by, what was it, May, they were out.
Because yours was right there. That'd be tailor made for you, if it stayed in
Well,
business.
it was because like Ludwin would come up here and be like, oh, let's just go to movies across the street.
Yeah.
We saw Men in Black 3 there and we saw Sonic the Hedgehog. Probably saw other movies there too. I don't remember.
I'm not like against going. Like eventually I'll go back and see movies there, but I bought the
Can't
TV
live in
and
fear. It's not just fear, it's convenience. I'm old.
right.
I don't have time for this shit. They don't
It's
make
more
seats for fat
that
people anymore. I'm getting fucking tired of this shit. The United States is fucking obese, okay? Everyone knows that. I go and sit down in a seat, I can't fit in the seat, or if I fit in the seat, I gotta squish my legs in.
yeah.
I could just sit home and sit on the fucking couch and watch a movie.
Yeah, it's definitely it's more the convenience factor than the fear. I'm not really afraid to go to the movies, but it's so much easier. Also too like everyone has to work now and stuff. It's like we could just throw on a movie at 7, 8
That's what I'm
o'clock and just
saying. You
watch
gotta
it
go to the
and
theater, you gotta drive there, it's a process, it's gas money, like it's all this shit that you gotta do.
right.
And then you go there and they hit you up for all this fucking money for the popcorn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's to the point where for somebody my age, like I'm starting to get old to do this stuff. If I was a young kid, obviously I'd be going there all the time, but man, I'm getting
Yeah.
old. I don't have time for this stuff.
Yeah, it's a pain.
My daughter's 21, lol.
My gosh. Cool.
Did y'all watch the interview with Matt Damon about streaming killing movies and why they can't count on DVD sales anymore? They can't count on DVD sales anymore because they killed the DVD market like 20 years ago.
Hey, you can't just if you want to watch a movie that night physically, good luck, like
Listen, it's like cable TV. Cable TV's not going to die until the old fucks are dead.
right.
Okay? Because everyone already cut the cord for the most part. Like all the people like in our generation cut the cord. You have people that are never going to cut the cord. And that's when those people are gone, that's when the cable industry is going to get fucked. But they're just going to move over to broadband.
Right.
So the cable companies are still going to be around, but that option will be there. It just won't be as popular anymore. and that's fine. You know, look, I'm not shitting on people's way of life, but I'm just saying like what's convenient for me at this point in my life. So a lot of
Well, and
people just the thing with the industry, the movie industry is that's why I compared it to the cable company. The movie industry is always going to be there. They're always going to have movie theaters. But as movie theaters start to get less and less, the movie companies are going to say, you know what? Maybe going to the movie theater is going to be a niche one day. You know what I mean? Like buying physical games is
yeah,
like a niche.
yep, I could see it.
You're going to have that experience, but it's just not going to be like the norm anymore. I don't know if they're ever going to do that. They probably won't, but it might happen. Instead of having like 10 movie theaters in your area, you'll have like one or two. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because the companies will cut out the theaters at some point. If they think they can make money off you, they're going to do it.
They'll make more money because they don't have to distribute it
The problem is
physically.
that the movie industry, they own the buildings.
Right.
So you know what I mean? That's
Eh,
another thing too. So they rent the buildings out, and then you got the candy people, which take up like 70% of the profits.
yeah.
That's why
It
they don't if you don't buy the candy from the vendors, you don't get the movie reels.
which is insane that that's like okay.
Yeah, I know. Nobody cracks down on that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's all connected.
Well,
So
yeah.
it's not just the movie in the theater that the movie companies are making money off. They're making money off the rent, and they're making money off the concessions. They're making more money off of just that stuff alone than the films. Don't be fooled. It's not just the box office numbers that drive profits over there.
I'm surprised
Wow.
that they even care about DVD sales because if you want to buy a movie physically, you got to like kind of go out of your way. Like we order everything on Amazon because you can't really just walk into Best Buy and pick up a movie that night. Like that's over
Yeah.
already. Like you have to plan out like oh, I want to get this movie or whatever. So, that's their
Well,
fault.
back in the day, I remember I had to drive all the way to White Plains and go to the fucking Westchester Mall just to pick up. I had to pay for parking, by the way, which was like $8, just to pick up the Odd Couple, the original Odd Couple movie on DVD for $24.99,
Oh my gosh.
and then go home and watch it. And they were the only place that had it out of all the places over here. That was before this whole like craze started with the DVDs and Blu-rays and
Well, back then you couldn't just stream it. There was no choice. Like you had to get the physical movie in your hand.
yeah.
If you wanted it, you had to find it, or I guess you could order it off eBay, but it would take like weeks.
I think AMC will own the mall and introduce the metaverse and have the VR experience. That would be awesome. Hey, they could try all this stuff and they'll try different gimmicks. 3D will come back again for like the 90th time. They'll do all that crazy stuff. My dad had 8 tracks. Yes, I remember those
8 track.
8 track tapes.
They're like cartridges.
Yeah, but
Cartridges.
hey, man, that's what was going on back then.
Yeah.
That's some great tech, man. It's incredible how they thought of that stuff, and it's even better that it evolved. You know, that's the whole thing. Everyone complains about physical stuff, but the iPod will be 20 years old in another like year or two. Everyone sure moved to that pretty quickly, huh?
Well, yeah, but it took all this other stuff to get us there, like compact discs and then hard drives and
Well, like you said, the 8 track, you had the records, the vinyl records.
yep.
Then you had 8 track. There were probably other formats in between that I'm not mentioning. Cassette tapes, compact discs, and eventually faded over to digital. So that's how the world works, man. And now you got streaming, which is digital but is broadcasted.
Yep.
So the tech can only get better from here.
That's what I'm hoping. Hope things will just get better and easier. I'm hoping storage will get cheaper. You know?
Yeah, like traditional hard drives, they gotta go.
Yeah.
But the internet destroyed the world. I hear you, man. Well, that's just like anything else. You know, people abuse something. You know what I mean? Too much of a good thing, they say, right?
Yep. People can't handle the power. Like, think about how powerful the internet is. Like
The internet was
now,
created to be like an online encyclopedia
right?
because you had Encarta 95 back in the day for Windows.
Yep.
And that the minute the internet came out, that made Encarta 95 irrelevant. That's what this
Yeah,
shit was
because
for. And then it became this like whole big thing now that we use for everything. It's incredible how it blew up, to be honest with you, because now the gaming consoles are connected online all the time. The computers, you have to be online to use the damn computer now. Back when I was growing up, you didn't need the internet to use a computer, but the internet was like a caveat. It was like, please, mommy, can I use the 1 week of AOL free trial this weekend?
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you bought a computer and you bought the apps and programs for it. You know what I mean? From the store. You installed it and you were off to the races. You didn't need the internet. But the
yeah, you
internet
can
just
just buy
blew
a
up, man.
program.
I could never figure out how to only put 16 tracks on a CD at the same time. You could put 3,000 MP3s. Well, it's because it's a different format. When you burn a disc, it's burning an actual track on the disc. Whereas if you put MP3s on the disc, it's just data. And it depends also how your MP3s are ripped. That was another thing too. Like I mentioned, I think once on stream before, I had like or Mario had the like Rio Diamond MP3 player. Nobody knows what that is. It's before iPods. And dude, we had to like make the music instead of like 44 hertz or whatever down to like 22 hertz.
Yeah, you had to compress it or
Compress the
whatever.
file, and the music sounded like crap, but
Yep,
you
I
could
had a
fit
friend
more.
that did that too.
You could fit more songs on there. I used to use the PSP as my MP3 player because I had the iPod, and then one day it just like stopped working. It just froze. And and then when the PSP came out, I used that as my iPod or MP3 player, and it was pretty good. The PSP was really good. It came with that little sleeve, and they had the little cutout so you could have the headphones sticking out. It was really cool.
It's so funny you don't need a separate device anymore.
No,
Like your phone
the
just does it
phone
all.
does it all.
We
That's
finally got to
that's why
that
they
point.
discontinued the iPod this year, right? This is the
Yeah.
last batch that's out there because they don't need it. You got a phone. Phone does everything.
And kids have tablets. Tablets are so inexpensive now that kids just get tablets.
A tablet. There were tablets in like the late 90s.
They didn't look like they did today though.
Well, the tablets were a computer that like literally it was like a laptop that like flipped around, and that was a tablet computer. It was like
And you could write on it, right?
yeah, it was like a two-piece thing, and it came with like a little stylus pen.
Yep.
You remember Walkmans? Yeah, I remember Walkman. It was the best friggin' cassette player I had.
It's just crazy how accessible this stuff is. Like literally the fire tablets are like $60 for like a kid. And it's like you can just do all the stuff. 10-inch, 1080p. Like it's just nuts how cheap everything got. So why would you buy like a $200 iPod at this point?
Yeah, no. Well, we were the pioneers for all that stuff.
Yep.
Dreadpool,
But
what's up? He's here to listen to Elvis.
oh,
Here's Dreadpool's theme music. I'm kidding. Yeah, so things got better, I guess. I don't know. This all started from the movie talk, the movie theater talk.
It's
Red Pill's
better and
laughing.
worse at the same time because like I miss it, but then I sometimes I don't.
Dude, I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. I don't miss the tech. As a kid, I broke my ass learning this stuff, and now everything's streamlined and simple, and I'm happy. Yo, you
Yeah,
used to
that's
buy
true.
like a if you bought like a modem for your computer back in the day, it came with a disc. If that disc was corrupted out of the box or not in the box, there was no such thing as plug and play. You couldn't just plug the router in and it would detect it. You could plug the modem in your computer, and then you could pick like default drivers that probably wouldn't work. It was a nightmare. Now you
Yeah,
buy something
nothing
from
worked.
you go to Best Buy, pick up a computer part off the wall, plug it right in the computer, and it's like, all right, Windows detects your device.
Yeah.
You're good to go. I didn't have my printer connected to this computer, okay? And I'm on Windows 11, and I'm like, oh crap, I got to download the drivers again from HP. So I'm just like, let me check it out on Windows. Windows is like, hey, we'll search for your printer on the network. And I said,
Yep.
okay. So I clicked the button, and it goes all done. It's installed. It took like 5 seconds. And I was like, holy shit, I didn't even know Windows. And this was like a week ago.
Yeah. Even your phone. Once you hook up your printer to the network, you could like print from your phone easily. Like everything just works now.
Yeah, well, it detected it right off the network, and boom, Windows 11 installed it and everything. I didn't have to install the HP thing or whatever. I didn't have to
Remember what a
download the
pain in
app
the
or
ass
anything.
printers used to be? Like getting your printer set up.
That was another thing too. They came with discs, and the discs were corrupted out of the box. Sometimes the drivers just didn't work,
Yeah,
and they
depending
couldn't.
on
You
what
couldn't
system you
download
have.
the update. You had to call them on the phone, and they would have to send you another disc. And they're like, it'll be there 1 to 2 weeks. It's like I bought the printer today. And by the
Everything was
way,
slow.
return policies weren't as relaxed as they are now. If you bought a printer and you opened it, that was yours, unless it was broken and they tested it. When you brought stuff back to the store, they tested everything. They would tell you, you know what, this printer's not broken, it works fine, and they would deny your return. Now, because of Amazon, this is why you got to thank Amazon. You might not like their business practices, but hey, no, I can't even think of the damn word right now. No questions asked returns.
And remember restocking fees?
Yeah. I mean, they still,
It,
some places do it, but not really. And, yeah, I mean, Amazon changed the game as far as
yeah.
returns go for everybody. Shipping. Now, shipping is free with a lot of these companies. Walmart, they're trying to compete. Best Buy, they're trying to compete. They got free shipping on everything. Sometimes these places are better than, I ordered, what was it, last year when everyone got together? I ordered 4 Xbox Series controllers from Walmart because they were on sale for like $39 or whatever.
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, it'll be there, before the event." And I was like, "Well, we got a week." The next morning, they were at the door.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? If that was Amazon, it would have been at least 2 days.
Yeah. Best Buy is like that too sometimes. They have it in stock. They'll just get it right to you.
Remember when cleaning the discs? What a damn joke! Yes, remember the Spin Doctor? We used to sell that stuff
Oh my
at
god.
Best Buy, not at my store.
Yeah.
What a scam that was! I never fell for that thing. It ruined a bunch of discs.
We don't have to have discs floating around anymore either, which is nice.
Yeah, it is nice. Amazon is doing very good right now. People starting to shop local more. Good. Amazon shutting down 42 major warehouses. Well, people should shop local because people like me are local. Look, I don't have a problem with the big guys, but what I have a problem with is when people, like somebody messaged me on Saturday, or it was Sunday. It was Sunday, right? Because
Uh,
that's when we hung out.
yeah,
Some guy
Sunday.
messaged me on Sunday, and he was just like, "You have The Last of Us for PS5," and I'm just thinking, "Yeah, it's sold out everywhere," and I'm the last guy you contacted. Excuse me.
That's what they do, and then they act like, "Oh, I
You're
want to support you."
Yeah, and then they turn around and use the line, "Oh, I'd love to support a small local business." It's like, go fuck yourself. People do that all the time,
Yeah, I know.
and then
It's
people
ridiculous.
oh, I want to trade in all these sports games because I'd like to support a small local business. It's like, okay, you're not supporting me by trading in games from 2006, like sports games from 2006.
They're screwing you, if anything.
Well, because
Like
then they
leaving
want
you with
like a
their
$1,000
garbage.
for these games, and they're worth like $3, if even,
Right.
for all of them together combined. And then people think you're scamming them. It's like, dude, your games are fucking shit. Like, these games will not sell to anybody. I will die, and these games will still be on the planet.
There's just so many
And then,
copies.
you're trying to lowball me on my games. I'm like, who the fuck is going out and buying Madden 06
Nobody.
on the Wii? Get out of here. Um, I don't know, man. It's a lot of
I
crazy stuff.
don't know.
They should pre-order from local business. Here's the thing, Dreadpool. I still lose money on new stuff, but I carry it just to get people in the door because you know what? That guy might come in for The Last of Us for PS5, but he might see a used game or something on the wall and be like, "Hey, I'll take that too," and then I make money. But like people don't understand that, and they think, "Oh, well, you got the brand new games, and so you got to be making at least $30, right?" Like, no. Best Buy
Nope.
makes like $5 to $10 on every like new game they sell.
Yeah. There's like when I used to get the discount, it was like nothing
Yeah,
because they can't afford it.
that's why they hit you up with bundles. That's why GameStop hits you up with bundles. GameStop makes nothing on the consoles.
They make money on services and accessories and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's why
Oh,
when you buy a game
warranty.
from GameStop, like, oh, you got to buy the bundle.
Yep.
But they shouldn't use that as an excuse. Yeah, I know, dude. They do that all the time.
I know you always tell me
Whenever,
that.
like a big game comes out and it sells, I'm at like 5 o'clock at night. Oh, hi! I was wondering if you had the new Pokemon Pikachu, Paprikachu.
Pikachu.
I'd love to come in and buy from you guys and support a small local business. It's like, dude, I know Best Buy sold out. I know Target sold out. I know Amazon sold out. I know everybody's sold out. I know that I'm the last guy on the list. I don't say that to people. I'm just like, oh, sorry, we sold out.
They do with the consoles too. When a console comes out, oh,
I had that lady, okay, and
please.
this really pissed me off. We had I had gotten a bunch of Switches ready for pre-order. You know this story anyway. Just haven't told this story in a long time. So I put on the window and I put on our social media. It was like, we're taking pre-orders for the Switch. Okay? And people called, I put their name on the list, and the list was done. I think I was streaming. So I didn't get a chance to get up and take the sign off the window that says pre-order the Switch today. I guess somebody that had called and I told them we weren't taking pre-orders anymore. This lady walked in the store and goes, "Oh, so I see you have a sign with false advertisement on there." Like she made a joke about it. And she's like, "I'd like to put my name on the list anyway." I was like, "Oh, okay." I put a name on the list and I fucking crossed it off when she walked out. Because, like, dude, you gonna talk to people like that?
When you just sold out, like
I'm
you
sold out.
know,
I'm sorry I didn't get off my ass and pull the sign off the window at fucking, I think it was like 6 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night. We were almost closing. It was dark outside. And this lady comes in and says that shit. And I know she was joking, but you know what? That's fucked up. You don't go in there and say shit like that.
Yeah. Some people get serious about that stuff. It's ridiculous.
That's why. And then the one guy was like, "What number do I place on the list?" It's like, fuck you. That's the number you're on the list on. You know what I
Imagine
mean?
if you said that.
I don't care. The guy never shopped with me before in my life.
But they want to support
And
a
by the
local
way, just so you
business.
guys know, when I sell systems, I was selling them at retail for years. And I was taking a hit because I was paying tax, personal tax. Because I would buy the machines with my own money and then sell them through the store, and I'm paying tax twice. I paid sales tax personally, and then I got to pay sales tax through the store. So I'm getting beat up by carrying this stuff. And I always say, "Oh, would you like it?" "Oh no, just a console buy." And it's like, all right, we're putting the brakes on this shit now. Now I'm charging a little
Yeah.
bit more money.
You have to.
You know what I mean? Or else everyone's taking advantage because no one's coming back.
And people have to know they
"Oh, thanks
gotta
for the
pay.
console. See you later. I'll be back in a little bit." Hey, they never come back. They just got what they wanted. So now you're paying me a couple of dollars extra, and then you get the machine.
But they have to realize they have to pay for not doing any legwork. Like you're not gonna not sit there and try to pre-order PS5 and get one for the same price. Like it ain't happening.
That's why I try not to carry new stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People get stupid about that too. Like, oh, you're charging $50 extra or $30 extra, and it's like, yo, do you know what I had to go through to get this thing? Like, they don't even think about that. How much time and
They
energy
do.
it
They
takes.
do pay tax when they buy it from me, but I already paid tax on it. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
You're not making any
I'm
money.
not making any money, and the tax when they pay me tax, that money goes right to the government. I have to save that tax money. You pay tax, they pay tax from you. No, it's not a wash because then I got to pay the government. If I go to the store and pay Best Buy tax, Best Buy takes that tax money and they got to pay the government with that money. If I sell it through my store, the people pay me tax. That tax goes right to the government. So I lost my tax.
Yeah, you're not you literally don't make any money on it. It's like that's it.
Yeah, so it's fucked up. But what are you gonna do? I gotta pay my taxes. I pay my taxes. I'm good with that. We're good. But yeah, you shouldn't lose the time, but you do. And then by the way, when they pay with a card, forget it. I lose 2% off the whole
And
purchase.
you got fees and then it's a whole thing. Like
2% and then fees for the money to go in the bank. So yeah, like I sold a Switch OLED. I mean, these are good customers, so I just took the hit. But they paid with a card, and that killed me. So
yeah, and it's like too, my dad runs a business, so I kind of know some of the stuff. Like, if you pay for something with one account and then you sell it through the other thing, it looks like you made that money. The government doesn't take into account that you laid out the money. You know
right,
what I mean? Like, so you might get hit on that too again. So you're gonna end up losing more money.
yeah. Well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's part of business, I guess.
That's what
That's why
happens.
you got to find ways around, like not around it, but ways to make money. You know, like you said, like accessories or games or whatever.
And a
Charge
lot
a
of the
little extra.
times, I have to buy the consoles with my personal money because the store
Right.
can't afford it. That's how I'm losing tax money
Yeah, because then when you
because
sell it
I'm
out of
paying
the
tax personally, and then when I sell it through the store turns around and has to pay that tax to the government. So I'm paying tax twice.
yeah, because it looks like you made that money for the console,
Right,
but really in reality you didn't.
right. And I lost it on my personal credit card. Let's just say.
Right.
So I mean that's what I'm trying to explain here. If I was using the store's card, yeah, it's definitely a one-on-one wash. But the store has to pay bills, and then
Right.
I can't be buying $500-$600 consoles on the store's account all the time, or we're gonna fucking go out of business. Can you not become a distributor of consoles? No, and to be honest with you, this would blow your mind. You don't make any fucking money at all. That's why Best Buy doesn't make money off the consoles. GameStop doesn't make money off the console. Nobody makes money off the console. That's why you have bundles.
Best Buy
That's
only
why GameStop
gets
forces bundles on you because they don't make money off the machine. They make money off everything else. The same thing with Best Buy and Target.
yeah, like even if they you become like say you're like a Best Buy, they're like, okay, you got to buy like 10,000 PS5s and you're gonna get like $1 off each one. It's
Right.
like there's like no meat there, and you got to buy them in bulk.
10K
So
a
unless
year
he's gonna buy
plus
10,000 systems,
from farm profit. Well, that's good. It's good that you get the tax stuff, the tax breaks and stuff like that.
yeah.
But we're a little store, and you got people that come in, but you don't get a lot of people coming in. So that's the difference. Just people don't realize that. They just think, oh yeah, yeah. You go here, you spend all this money, whatever. Yeah, the money's gotta pay the bills. I got rent, I got bills. You gotta pay water, you gotta pay electric.
There's a lot of overhead.
You gotta pay insurance in case somebody comes in and hurts themselves. You got insurance to cover all that stuff. Um, got cable, like internet. That's all in one thing, but got all that stuff, man. And the electric bill went up $100.
It's literally like having another house. Like you have to like pay all the stuff just to operate.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why we hang out there as much as we can because we get my rent's worth out of it.
Yeah.
Sell drugs, never. Never took
No.
drugs. I'll never sell drugs. It's just not going to happen ever. Um, yeah. So you get customers, and that's fine. It's not a big deal. But these are the things that people don't understand. They go to the store and they don't realize this stuff.
They don't think about it because they're thinking about shopping at like Best Buy where it's a corporate giant thing.
A lot of the GameStop bundles do make sense as far as like when they part them out. Sometimes though, I think there was one with like a gift card. It was a PlayStation 5 bundle, one of the gift cards. I think the bundle was overpriced by like $40 or something. That's when you know it's a
Yeah,
scam. When you can break apart the bundle and say, okay, the extra controller is $60. They're giving you a $50 PlayStation card that's $50. But then they're giving you a headset that's 40, but this headset's really 20. That's when you're like,
right.
okay, that's bullshit. And you have to decide whether you're gonna do the bundle or not. Because you'll have to offload the other stuff.
Like
But
you know where that's gonna catch up this holiday when they sell the Horizon bundle for $550, but Horizon drops on Black Friday to $29. So that's where you get ripped off right there.
the what bundle?
You know, like the Horizon Forbidden West,
Yeah.
it's $550, but if the game drops to like $29, the bundle's still gonna be $550. So then at that point the bundle would be a ripoff.
I'm sure they're gonna give you a Last of Us bundle. I'm kidding about that. Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying. I'm letting people know though, just in case. Um, yeah, it's just the bundles. Forget it.
Yeah,
I
that's the
I think
thing.
they're gonna have like a Last of Us bundle on Black Friday, or
That's what I was thinking too.
maybe they got a Call of Duty bundle lined up. I don't know because now they got those fucking plates that they just announced today. Those camouflage plates.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that.
Are they gonna bundle that with Call of Duty? We don't know.
Uh, you'd
Console
think
gets
they
you.
would, but
The console get you in the store. The other shit people buy is probably exactly. He's got the right idea right there. Now I make money off used stuff, so if somebody trades in a PS5, let's just say, I could buy the PS5 for like 300 or something, and then I sell it for like what do they go for now? 499. I can sell it for like 450, maybe a little bit less than that. Make a couple of dollars profit off of it. But like the new
yeah,
stuff, forget it. I get killed on the new stuff, but it's okay. I do it because that's part of business. You got to pay to play. And a lot of
But
people have
see,
to understand that. And the problem with these video game stores is this, okay? These fucking kids, they play games like, I know everything about games because I played World of Warcraft naked, okay? And then they open the store, they order 6,000 copies of Madden, and then they sit there and pay themselves. That's how they're out of business in fucking 3 weeks. I've been in business for over 6 years. I haven't paid myself once. So that's the way it goes.
when you
You got to build up your
pay
clientele.
you pay fairly and price things fairly, whereas like other competitors around here, I wouldn't even call it a competitor, but other local shops, they will give you nothing for something and then sell it for way more than it's
I'm not
worth.
competing with nobody because this ends when I want it to end.
Right. And they're
If
not
I
even in the
decide tomorrow
same
I want to wrap it
league.
up, I wrap it up. If I want to decide in a couple of years to wrap it up, I wrap it up. If my landlord sells the building on me, then I got no choice but to wrap it up.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much a pet project. It's just to get me out of the house, and then all this stuff happened with this picnic shit. So hopefully soon we're going to be open on the weekends. And that's pretty much it. We're going to wait and see what's going on, and then hopefully it seems like everything's clearing up a little bit more. So I'm in no rush. I take appointment only, and it seems to work out fine.
Yeah, you've been doing better like that anyway.
Yeah, it keeps a lot of crazy people out. I would have people coming in and be like, "Why are you here? What's the store about? Why do people
How
buy
do you
this
make any
stuff?
money?
Who would play games all day? Who would do this? Who would do that?" I'm like, "Leave me alone." Like, I can't tell them that, but in my head, I'm like, "Leave me alone, please."
Yeah.
I had one lady like, "Oh, why would anybody pay $300 for a Switch? Why would anybody play these games? Why would anybody do this, that?" It's like, lady, why would anybody? Why would, based on your logic, why would anybody do anything?
Yeah, there's people that like different
And then you got
things.
people in town that think you're meddling in with their shitty town. It's like, dude. So I don't sell peanut butter and jelly. Okay, I sell video games. Don't worry, everything's gonna be cool.
You're the most exciting shop in that whole town if you think about it. At least for
I mean,
me.
there's good stuff in the town, but I'm different. I'm completely there. I'm the only
Yeah.
electronics place in the town. I think there's a computer repair shop or something, but I'm not in competition with that guy at all. I don't fix computers. In fact, when people call me and say, "Do you fix computers?" I go, "There's a shop in town down the block. Call them."
Yeah, you don't want to deal
And they'll
with
be like,
that, the
"Thanks, I didn't know
liability.
that." And I'll be like, "All right, cool." So I give that guy money. Why would anyone fuck you? Believe me, dude. I had a guy come in and he was a fucking nut. The cops had to come and take the guy out of the store.
Oh, that's right.
I had kids from the city come up, like teenagers, like 17, 18 years old. They're starting to like hump each other in the shop. And I'm like, you got to do that shit outside. But they did it as a fucking, like, as a joke. Like, they thought it was funny to do something like that.
Yeah, let's go to a video
They
game
were
store
like,
and
oh, is
hump.
this guy going to notice? It's like, dude, I'm right there. Like, you're doing that shit to be stupid. And then they were like, oh, can we get a discount on these games? I was like, no.
When I was a kid, I would never have dreamed of going into a shop and like doing something like that. I don't know what happened.
Because these kids don't care anymore. They're just dumb.
They
We
literally
had
just
that
don't
guy. I didn't
care.
even tell Anthony. We haven't told Anthony in fucking a month that guy tried to walk in at 10:30 at night. He walked into the shop,
Oh, that's right.
and when we were all hanging out a couple of years ago, the guy tried coming in at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Some random guy just tried coming in.
That guy was drunk or something
We were
though.
all sitting there. We ware looking at the door like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
A guy told me that worked on tech. Said Best Buy makes 10 to 20% on a TV, but the HDMI cable and DVD player they make over 100. Yes, if
That's
they
why
buy the Rocketfish cables or the Insignia stuff, Insignia is Best Buy's brand. So the Insignia cables and Insignia TVs, Insignia DVD players, Insignia. If you go into Best Buy, you'll see their brand is Insignia. it's all profit for them because our discount. We had $100 HDMI cables we were getting for $10
Yeah,
back in
that's
the
what I was
day.
gonna say. It was crazy. The discounts were like 90% off, and they
Yep.
were still making money.
Well, for the average consumer, they'd be paying $100 for a cable. I just walked out with $10.
And that means they paid like $1.
Well, no, that's yeah, to make it to manufacture it, but it's still at cost.
Right.
That's their profit.
Yeah, that's how they stay in business.
Dude, when I was a kid, I had a dog leash tied to my belt.
Oh my god. Yeah, we never did stuff like that. Not like that. Not like, not like that. That's ridiculous.
Look, I know times change. It's cool. I really don't have a problem with that. Um, but I just think people just don't understand how the industry works. They just like, oh, I like games. I'll get into games. I'll sell games. It's like it's not like that. The only reason why I do this is number one, I like games, but that comes later. I have experience in retail, and that's what really helped me with this place. Because you guys know I'm always playing like random shit. I'm not playing every brand new game that comes out. I try to get into stuff, but you guys see me. I'm always going back to Nightmare on Elm Street on Nintendo, or I'm always jumping back on Sega Genesis, or
That's when it peaked for you, and that's it. You're like,
yeah. But
I'm
we
good
didn't
here.
know that, and we don't want that. Whenever these new consoles come out, as kids, we wanted the best. We were like, all right, now we're gonna get a brand new Nintendo. It's gonna have better graphics. And now these kids are making fucking 8-bit games, and they're like, it's not about the graphics anymore. It's like, buy my Kirby clone that's on the store. There's like 7,000 Kirby clones. It's like, dude, like, my generation still wants the best. The problem is nobody's listening. Look at Nintendo. Nintendo could have followed us, and then Nintendo dropped us off at the airport and drove away at some point.
Yep, that was it.
They're like, oh, you guys like all that stuff? Yeah, well, you know what? We're going to make a U turn, and we're going to kick you out of the car, and we're going to keep going that way.
They picked up new people and just left us.
Supply and demand. Yeah, exactly. I'm starting to get disenchanted with modern gaming. We all are,
Yeah,
unfortunately. Look,
it's
and
true.
I don't want it that way. I want to play the new Halo Infinite. But the thing is, I beat Halo Infinite. We played it online. Where's all the extra stuff? They named it Infinite on purpose. You know that, right? They named it Halo Infinite because it was always going to have content.
Right, they were gonna
That
keep it
was their
going.
goal, apparently. RWK88 with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. Good night, y'all. What time
Thanks.
tomorrow? I would say between 10:30 and 11 p.m. Eastern. I might check out AEW.
Oof, that
Yeah.
crap show.
Well, those guys aren't going to be on at all. So
Right.
I'm hearing that Tony Khan might come out to the ring to open the show. I don't know if he's going to address anything or if he's just going to announce what's going to be shown tomorrow night. I don't know. They're saying Moxley and Jericho are probably going to go at it tomorrow night. They were not supposed to be on the show,
Nope.
and now they're on the show because of all this other crap that happened. So, but yes, with modern gaming, look, I want Halo Infinite to be awesome, man. I love Halo Infinite. I beat the game. I recommended it to everybody. I have it on every Xbox. I bought the game physically and digitally. I don't think anyone's left to make good games or movies anymore. I agree. The thing is, man, it's like everyone got lazy in the early to mid 2000s. You know, they're bringing back all these franchises and they're destroying them, and they know they're destroying them, and I don't know what they're fucking thinking.
They just get the money
The movie
then and
studio's
then
like, yeah, bring
forget
back
it.
Nightmare. Yeah, we're gonna do everything backwards with Nightmare on Elm Street. They made all their money and they kicked it to the curb. It's like, wait a minute, if you actually cared about this movie, or if you cared about making even more money, you take care of these franchises so that people keep spending the money. But
Yeah,
everything is
they used
copy
to
and
be.
paste now, and they don't listen to anybody. These fucking companies know what we want, and they don't listen to anybody. That's why when like movies have fan service, and I see people complaining, I'm like, dude, you're so fucking lucky that you got some fan service in your film, because a lot of movies that come out for me, they don't do that shit. Look at Nightmare on Elm Street. Robert Englund even said, like, I'll just play I'll have a cameo. I don't need to be Freddy anymore. And they said, you know what, fuck that guy. He's not in the movie. Like, that's not cool, man. That's not cool for people that grew up with him, like my generation. Or Kane Hodder. This guy, he thinks he's Jason. He's got mental problems, but put him in the movie. Let him play somebody else. Give him a
They
cameo.
used to they used to grow franchises and characters
Look at
and
the fucking movie
actors.
Shaft, okay? Shaft from what, 2000?
Yeah,
99, 2000, whenever that movie came out?
yeah,
You
something like
had
that.
Samuel L. Jackson playing Shaft. But when he's in the bar, the real fucking Shaft is there, and he's his uncle. So it's still Shaft, but you got the new Shaft. And then they just made the movie a few years ago where all three of them are there.
Yep.
The original Shaft, Samuel L. Jackson, and apparently his son. I gotta watch the movie. I didn't see the movie yet. But that's how you do it, man. Look at Ghostbusters. They fucked that whole thing up. They threw
N-
they threw the guys in the movie, and they played people that you don't even want to look at. Like Dan Aykroyd's a taxi driver. Why? Because he was in Coneheads. He was a taxi driver.
It's canon now. That's it. Yes.
It's just stupid, man. There's a way to do it, and there's a way not to do it. Infinite because it's a platform with infinite additions, expansion of the story. Exactly, and that's what they were shooting for, and I don't know what happened. They say, well,
Can
there's
you
a
can you hear me
ridiculous.
clicking?
I don't hear any clicking.
Okay, good. I was hoping my mouse wasn't like blasting in your ear.
No.
Okay.
By the way, I hate when people do that in videos and commercials.
Yeah, it drives me nuts too. That's why I want to make sure.
Say, Molly, it's a ridiculous expectations at work for paying benefits is crazy. Some of them do. Look at the GameStop employees. Excuse me. They don't sell anybody anything, and they want raises and bonuses and shit. And it's like, dude, you're not doing your job. RWK88, thank you so much. Take care, buddy. Have a good one. Thank you again for the super chat. Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Junior Shaft. Elevator Shaft.
Oh, mine shaft.
Oh, yeah, like Minecraft.
Yeah.
You couldn't even put him in Minecraft because he
Why
curses
not?
too much.
Oh.
By the way, did you know Shaft is from New Rochelle? The original Shaft? The
Yeah,
guy, the actor? I forgot what
you
his name
just
was.
I think you just told me the other day,
I
right?
just call
Because
him
wasn't he in
Shaft
something
because he's
else?
Shaft.
Hold on. Let me look up.
He's from New Rock City, baby.
Um, Richard Roundtree. Yeah, New Rochelle. He
Now
went
it's
to New Rochelle High School.
yeah, and guess who went there? Me
Uh,
for summer school.
yeah, but he graduated in 1961. You weren't even like a thought.
No.
He's 80 years old.
Now it's infinite because it's infinitely taking forever for 2 more maps. Dude, they gotta do something, man. Dreadpool, I'm honest with you right now. I really don't think Microsoft gives a fuck. I really don't think they care anymore. And I think they signified that when you look at the box for the Series X, all they have is Forza on it now. They don't even have Halo on the box anymore. I think they're just done with it. And I think they say that they're not, but I think they really are. I think. Look, I like Microsoft. I like the Xbox. It's my favorite platform. But at the end of the day, man, I think that they know a lot more than what they're letting on. as far as like where they're taking these things, because Halo is the game. How are you ignoring the game? And then I'm reading that what's that game called?
State of Decay 3.
State of Decay 3 needs help from the Coalition now. It's like, guys, what the fuck is going on? The Coalition never needs help from anybody. I don't remember them asking for help. I remember the Coalition just getting it done. And they made a hell of a fucking couple of games. Gears 4 and 5 were incredible. I loved them. And guess what? They hit their target date. They came out on time. What?
I don't know if it's true, but I heard that Fable's having problems, and then there's another game that like Rare's working on, like they're having problems. So I don't know if that's true, but
I heard that they want to show off Fable, but Phil Spencer won't let them, and it's like that's bullshit.
It's probably not ready.
Well, maybe either he won't let them show because it's not ready, or they're saying that to get people hyped.
Oh yeah.
The problem is they're trying to keep people to get Game Pass, but they're not being upfront with everybody, and I think that's what's killing them, because when they were when they were trying to get like the Xbox One X like ready to go, they were dead honest with people.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like, yeah, we're buying Activision. We can't really say anything about anything, and they're just leaving people in the dark.
Well, they can't tell you the truth because all their games are coming out next year. So you're not going to.
Well, they can't tell you the truth because they can't say things that are going to fuck that deal up. So in the meantime, we're supposed to just take it,
right?
Like silently take it without like, and even if that's not the case, they're not telling us anything.
Well, see, that would
GoldenEye was on their website. Come out and just tell us what happened with that. Did you lose the rights? They're saying people are saying, "Oh, it's because of what's going on." It's like, okay, is that really the reason why, or is that just an excuse?
If they get the deal done with Activision, it'll help for now. But at the end of the day, it's still just old games.
Well, here's the thing. And Dreadpool has a follow-up for you about Fable. Check it out.
I haven't heard any problems for Fable and players. Okay, good. Because I'm really looking forward to Fable. I'm willing to wait, too, because I know it's going to take a while. Not till 2030, but I'll wait a couple more years.
Oh, no. It's going to be 2035. Your kid's going to graduate from college by the time it comes out.
I'll be playing it when I'm in the old folks' home.
You can only play for 1 minute, sir. What?
No.
I didn't even sign in yet. I don't know, man. It's just it seems to me like they're just. It's like, well, it's Game Pass or nothing, and it's like, can you at least like fix these games? I mean, look, I like Halo Infinite. It's fine. There's nothing really wrong with it, but it's just like it gets boring. It's like we want to do other stuff in the game, stuff they promised. And I jinxed everything because the last time we were on here, what was it, 2 episodes ago? I said, yeah, co-op will come out in November for the 1 year, and then right after I said that, they delayed it till November.
Yep. Maybe Forge will help it though, because then
Forge is going to help it a lot. It's going to really help because people are going to create some crazy maps on there. I almost played from the grave. Oh man. Well, I hope everything's all right.
No, I think he's making fun of me playing Fable when I'm like old.
Oh, okay. Hey, you never know, man. People get some health scares. You never know. I've had them.
Yeah.
I think Forge is going to help the game a lot because the photos that have been put out have been really cool.
It'll be fresh content, like right away.
And listen, when they release Forge, right, that's going to be good because it'll keep people busy and occupied while they're working on other stuff that they got to put in there. But again, the progression system, they don't listen to anybody about that thing.
I told
and they have the balls to go on the internet and be like, we're listening. It's like, no, you're not. The progression system is crap. Look at Fall Guys. I can just buy costumes. And Microsoft didn't want to do that because they didn't want to get criticized. But it's like, dude, everyone's doing it. Like, just do it. Microsoft
Or
is like CM Punk. No matter what the fucking guy does, people are gonna hate him. Just do it. For the people that do like you, just do what you gotta do.
and
The Christmas suit. Oh, it's free, but you gotta do all these missions. I did all the missions. They didn't give me the suit.
no, it's too much.
It's
It's
too
too
much,
much.
and I put
Just
hours into that to get that stupid suit, and I still didn't get it.
when you play
Whereas you
Call
could
of
have just
Duty,
sold the suit for $1 or given it for free for the holidays. You know, I would have just paid the money, or if it was $5, I would have paid the $5 instead of the stupid suit. Oh, he's cursing.
when you play Call of Duty, every match you play gets you toward that earning the next thing. Whether you die, whether you win, whether you get sniper kill, like you don't have to do it. Halo's like, nah, you got to use a sniper 3 times if you want to get any
Look, I
XP.
get why
It's
they
like
did that. They did it to make it like it's like challenges. They put challenges in the game for people, you know,
make it optional though,
make it optional.
because it's
But I guess they
ridiculous.
can if they want to boost XP, right? Because then anybody could just easily get XP, right? I don't know.
Every other game, you just get XP from playing. All they want is people to play the game longer. So they're trying to gimmick you, like to make the challenges. But if the game is good, people will just stay on it if they're making
But
progress.
that's the
Every
problem. The
time,
game is good. It's just that there's nothing left.
no, and you can't get anywhere because I don't want to do. I don't want to look at stuff and read challenges. I want to turn my brain off and go online and play a couple matches and unlock skins and stuff. That's
I
it.
think
That's why
that's
I like
what
Call of Duty.
I think that's what hurts the most though. When we do play, we're like, fuck, this game could be so much more than
Yeah,
what they're doing
it's
right now.
there. The engine is there. The weapons are there. The graphics are there. It's all there. You got it.
That's why I'm upset. I'm not upset because I hate Halo and want it to die.
No,
But I want to keep playing the fucking game. But what is there to play?
it just frustrates me when I try to play it because I'm not getting anywhere. Even Fortnite, even if you die right away, you still get a little bit of experience toward your thing. It's like it's something. I don't know.
They got a great game there, and it's a shame what they're doing with it. And it's all Elvis's fault.
Yep. He made us go on this whole tirade.
Imagine if the head of like the Halo game was his name was Elvis.
Oh, oh,
We just like ratted him out.
gotta fix Forge mode. Oh.
Imagine if at 343 they're just looking at porn all day and not working.
That's
Guy's
because
just like, oh.
the guy falls asleep and they put his head in the ice water and try to get him to wake up to finish the game.
Hey, who ordered Uber Eats? It's
Oh,
me.
I don't know. It's probably something with the engine because they made that slip space engine or whatever.
I don't know. I really
'Cause I
don't
don't.
know. I'm not a developer. I'm not going to claim I am. I'm just a guy that buys the games, and I'm a
Yeah,
fan of the franchise. I'm not one of these toxic fans. I'm just a guy that just wants to play Halo and have new content. You know what I mean?
yeah. I feel the same
I'm
way.
not gonna go on the internet and tell everyone to fuck off and fuck you and all this stuff. It's annoying. And a lot of people are like saying, "Well, it's the toxic people that are doing this." I don't know if the community is toxic or not because I'm not in the Halo community. I just like the game. I'm a
We
regular
just want to
person that
play
likes
it.
to play the damn game. I waited for this game for several years, so it's not like I'm not gonna send my fucking dick to like Xbox and be like, "Oh, you better release the Forge," like these Sony guys.
You have to. That's the only way. Apparently.
Well, they gave in because like 3 days later they put the trailer.
Yeah, that's right.
They waited 3 days on purpose. Somebody over there was enjoying those pictures, I guess.
Send us more. We'll never put the game out.
They probably had a bet like, okay, the biggest one that comes in Whoever wins, you pick the date when we put the trailer out.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think Microsoft needs to get on it. Look, I understand games take like 5-6 years, whatever. That these games should have been developed years ago. You're gonna sell me the machine now, and they say, yeah, in like 2030, Perfect Dark will be out. It's like, well, we're gonna be on new consoles by the time it comes out.
That's the thing with Game Pass. That's why they can't just tell us because they know people will unsub. There's no games.
I think once they get Activision, there's gonna be a lot of games, obviously, on there. I
Yeah,
think things are gonna get good because I think they're gonna open up the backwards compatibility thing. They're gonna throw all that stuff in the library. It's gonna be good.
that'll help a lot
That'll
to get
help a
through.
lot. And Call of Duty going in every year, that's worth the subscription alone.
Yeah,
But at the same time, my man, you got fans of Halo. You got fans of Fable. Why are we getting 85,000 Forza games every fucking year, but we can't get one fucking Halo or Fable game in like 10 years? You know what I mean? Gears of War with the Coalition, those guys, they always deliver. So let those guys take their time and do their thing because they nail it. But it's just like, I don't know what's up with Fable. I hope it's doing good. But Halo, I really don't know what happened there.
maybe once they have Call of Duty, they'll just transition away from Halo because this one was
Yeah,
such
but
a
that's not why I
disaster.
bought the machine. I didn't buy the
No.
machine for fucking Call of Duty. I bought the machine for Halo.
Yeah, I know.
See, I like man games, okay? I don't like this Horizon shit where you talk to people for fucking 45 years, okay? I like to play arcadey FPS games and Gears of War. People are saying Xbox needs a third person game. They got Gears of War. It's a great fucking game.
Yeah,
It's a man's game. Uncharted, all I'm doing is climbing houses and buildings and shit. The guy doesn't even use the stairs. Hey, Drake, why don't you walk down the stairs? I'll meet you there. Oh, no, I'll meet you there. And he climbs the building, falls down, jumps down,
he has to scale the whole
does
thing.
flips, flies off the fucking thing. And I'm like, Jesus, God, this is so stupid. I quit playing on stream because he's hanging off the ledge and he's jumping around. I'm like, come on, this guy can't just walk down the stairs. The stairs are right here. I'm spending all my time jumping around like an idiot because that's how they stretch out their time, Sony. Whereas with Xbox, I'm jumping into the game. I'm killing people. I'm fighting people. Like by the time you finish one level in Uncharted, you could have played like 20 fucking matches in Halo.
Yeah, that's true. And PlayStation games never have multiplayer.
And Gears of War,
anymore.
man, it's so linear. It's like boom, 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 boom. Like you just keep going. Marcus Phoenix doesn't stop and talk to the fucking tribal chief for fucking 25 hours. You know what I mean?
But my tomatoes.
But my fucking tomatoes got squished. You cannot pass here until you're naked.
Take off that armor. Let me see what's underneath.
Well, you got to take off the armor. Then it's going to open up 3 more questions. Then it's going to say, take off the helmet first. Take off the knee pads first. Take off this first. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
That's what got me away from Horizon Forbidden West.
The Horizon was like over the top with that stuff.
Sony makes these games are fun, but the thing is, they add too much dialogue in them, and it kills the pacing.
That was way too much, even for me. I was like, man, I can't even get through this game.
But you know what? God of War, you got a lot of action in that game. These other games, like Last of Us 1 has a lot of action. Last of Us 2 doesn't. Horizon doesn't. You know what I mean?
Well, Horizon, the new Horizon, you got to stop and talk to people. In God of War, he's just chatting away while you're doing stuff.
It's a cutscene for the most part.
Yeah.
Like the God of War at least is moving, even though there's tons of fetch Fester quests.
Fester's Quest.
Yeah. Fetch quest. Can I speak tonight? Fetch quests. But at least it keeps moving. Even though it's a pain in the ass to go back and forth. That's what whatever. I like Gears of War. I like Halo. Those are my games. Forza's good too. It's a great racing game. They make the simulator and they make the regular one. By the way, I heard Forza Horizon 5 is done.
Already?
They're going to cut it off and just make Forza every year.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, I think they're making one more.
I like Horizon better than I like Forza.
I do too, but maybe they're going to add Horizon mode or something and just make one game. I don't know.
That's fine.
But whatever. I think Microsoft has some work ahead of them. I think we all know that, but they got to get on the ball, man. They have a lot of money, and they can't get this done. These are things that should be done yesterday.
They can't figure it out. I don't know why.
I'm talking about content for Halo. That should have been done yesterday.
Yeah. Just maps.
You got problems with the team, fix the problem. It's like AEW. This guy's letting these guys fight backstage. There's going to be lawsuits now. Because this guy didn't put his foot down. And say, hey, if you guys fight, you're all out of here. Instead, he's sitting there, shaking his head, hugging Chris Jericho, grabbing his ass. And while he's doing that, the guys are beating the shit out of each other backstage. Now there's lawsuits. Now everybody's going to be suspended. There might be guys that are going to be fired. The company's done now. The company's dead because this guy didn't put his foot down. That's the problem. These guys don't want to put their foot down anymore. I'm not saying you have to go in there and fire people, but you go in there and be like, yo, guys, chill out.
Yeah, just
this is my company. You guys want to work here? This shit ends now. And if you can't end it here right now, you gotta go.
Yeah, I would just give them all a warning like that.
Because
this is it.
While you're keeping these guys in there longer, the rest of the locker room is like, what the fuck? Now the locker room's picking sides. So no matter what this guy does now, if he fires the Young Bucks, if he fires CM Punk, the locker room's going to hate his guts.
Yeah. He's going to lose people either way.
Yeah, he's damned if he does it. He's damned if he doesn't.
But he let it get to this point. Like we were saying, we were watching him, and it with his face and stuff. It's like he should have said something.
I skipped the Jericho stuff because I was like, whatever. Because they're just talking about Lionheart Chris Jericho. After Jericho got up and hugged him to leave, Jericho said, some shit's going down.
Oh, no.
And he's like, what? And he goes, some shit's going down. Because Jericho was texted about the fight. That's why I remember when we skipped, he was looking at his phone. And we were like, why is he texting? It's because he got a text saying that these people were beating the shit out of each other backstage for real.
Oh, wow. But see, he never got off his ass and parented. He just let them all run wild. And he wanted to be everybody's friend. And not rock the boat. But sometimes you have to. You have to.
Let me tell you something. TNA. Even when TNA had all their problems, this barely happened at all. There was one Awesome Kong fucking grabbed Bubba the Love Sponge and beat the fuck out of him because he said something.
I mean, that's kind of warranted, though.
And that was Vince Russo fucking pulling her off of him.
Yeah.
And Russo, he probably loves Bubba the Love Sponge. But, that was the only real backstage altercation, really, in fucking TNA. But TNA was at least Dixie ran it with some sort of fucking class. Even though she
had authority.
She was getting robbed and we all knew it. She had authority because she hired the right guys to take care of the situations.
Yeah.
I mean, give the lady credit for that. We haven't heard of shit like this in really ever. But and people will say, oh, Brett and Sean. It's like, fuck Brett and Sean. Those guys were fucking each other and beating the shit out of each other every day. And Vince didn't want to get rid of them because they were both his top guys. And eventually he did get rid of one of them, but
I think it was like we were saying, the guys who get into game stores who think they know. It's like
the thing
with Brett
and Sean real quick, and you can go back to your thing. Brett and Sean, they went right up to each other and fucking did this. Okay? There wasn't this backstage shit where they were telling everybody, yo, this guy got this guy fired. Oh, yeah? He got him fired? Well, I hate him
And that
now.
makes it worse.
That's what the Bucks did to this guy, CM Punk. And now the whole internet hates CM Punk.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fuck CM Punk. Yeah, it's his fault. All he did was come back after 10 years. He put on a show for everybody, and this is what he gets. And let me tell you something. You keep the Bucks. What happens when they get pissed off at some other guy that comes in? Same shit's going to happen.
And it ruins it for us.
The company's fucked either way. If they fire either or, they're screwed. So Tony Khan, this was the beginning of the end. Just remember that. Remember I told you at the scrum? The minute this guy started cursing everybody out, I was like, this is the end of AEW. This is the beginning of the end for AEW. And it's all his fault because he fucking let it happen. He didn't put these guys on a leash. And you wonder why Vince McMahon micromanaged everybody and gave them fucking scripts. It's kind of weird that we're thinking of Vince McMahon as the positive influence here.
Yeah, but see, Tony Khan was like a fan, and he needed help, so he made all these guys EVPs. The power goes to their head. It's like you gotta, when you're the owner and the boss, you have to, you gotta be like accessible, but you have to keep yourself a tier above that. Like you still gotta manage and discipline these guys and dictate down. He just let these guys run wild. Like, oh, you're an EVP, you can do whatever you want. And like you said before, like the Bucks were like,
inmates run the asylum was the term they used for WCW. Well, that's exactly what happened here.
That's true. Like you said, the Bucks wouldn't lose to FTR and all. It's like that's the kind of stuff that. And then these guys they go on power trips. They won't do anything that they don't want to do. And then
who was an ally of FTR? CM Punk.
Yep, there you go. But this is exactly what happens because there's no one running the ship.
Yeah, and they make CM Punk look like the fucking crazy guy. I hate that shit. I hate when people fucking wrap it up in a bow and make you look like the nut. Because people do that shit a lot. They're like, oh, well, this guy did this, and the guy had nothing to do with anything. And then people hate him.
Yep.
He might quit. He might be done with it. And then the internet's going to be like, see, you quit again. It's like, but what choice do you want this guy to have?
But even...
The guy came back to wrestle. I mean, this is it for CM Punk. He's not going to wrestle till he's fucking 60. He ain't going to be Ric Flair. Or 80, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is CM Punk's like final run in the business. Let's enjoy it. Instead, these guys are like, oh, well, he tried to get this guy fired. It's like he didn't even know what was going on. And you're going to blame him for that. The whole internet fucking hates him now. Over Colt Cabana? Who the fuck cares about Colt Cabana?
Of all people.
Colt Cabana destroyed the company.
But when he was going off and he was like, I don't even want to wrestle these guys. But then he even said, he's like, but I'm not the boss. Like, he's willing to put his crap aside to just give us a product. Whereas these other guys are all petty and they're like, no, we're not doing it.
He's an old school wrestler, and these guys today are just pussies. That's just the bottom line.
True.
Oh, he said that about us? Yeah, he said that about you because you shouldn't be acting like that. It's okay, because guess what? We're going to lose CM Punk, right? And then the next guy that comes in, same shit's going to happen. Next guy's going to come in, same shit's going to happen. If they feel threatened by these guys, they're gonna fuck with them. Look what happened with Cody Rhodes. Now maybe Cody Rhodes doesn't look so bad in this situation.
Yeah, if this stuff was going on before.
And we had heard before Cody Rhodes left, like 6 months to a year prior, he wasn't close with the Bucks and Kenny and those guys anymore. So what happened? Something happened because he wasn't re-signed. Why wasn't he re-signed? Maybe these guys talked to Tony Khan. They were like, you know what? This guy doesn't fit here anymore.
Well, Tony Khan's got to start leading, or he's got to get somebody.
If the Bucks are fucking shit stirrers and they're doing this shit, you got to get them out.
Yeah, you have to.
You got to get them out of the company.
You have no choice. Like you said, they're going to do it to somebody else. What?
They didn't go to WWE for a fucking reason because they couldn't get away with this shit. They go to WWE now, they can't get away with this shit.
And there'll be nobodies over there eventually.
I think Triple H would make them a big thing. I guarantee you they'll get all the guys to do the Elite over there. But if they are really shit stirrers, we don't know if they are or not. We don't know what the fuck happened the other night. But if it comes out that they are the shit stirrers, good luck pulling that in WWE.
I think they'll put some stupid gimmick on them and they'll just fade out.
I don't think Triple H should do that. I think he'll leave him as is. Listen,
he should.
If they go there, he's going to sign the big money. He wants to make money off of them. Look at Cody Rhodes. The guy went over there with his fucking AEW gimmick, and the guy's a top. He sold out the T-shirts at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, that's true.
Cody Rhodes is a huge star over there now for doing nothing. All because he left the company, the competition. It's like what happened with Jericho. He was in WCW. They weren't doing shit with him. He goes to WWF. He's a huge fucking deal day one.
Yep.
Because they did the Millennium promos where it's like, oh, the Millennium Countdown, what's going to happen?
It happened again, too, because he was, like, not doing much in the E, and then he went over to AEW, and he's a big top guy.
Romeo Productions, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Apparently they busted into Punk's locker room. I'm not trying to Punk dick ride, but they sure are the ones who started it for sure. But I do believe they're the ones that started it for sure. I agree. Look, here's the thing. On Twitter, it's a dumpster fire. They're like, if you like CM Punk, fuck you. You're a piece of shit. This guy shouldn't be in the wrestling business. These are people that are saying that to ruin it for people that were happy that he returned. These are like WWE guys that don't like AEW anyway. Because that's really fucked up. That's a really fucked up thing to say. They do this to Goldberg. They do it to all these other guys that come back. They don't do it to The Undertaker, though. The Undertaker who comes back and has fucking shitty matches, that's okay, right? Because he's The Undertaker. He's a WWF guy. They did the same with Lesnar. When Lesnar came back and he beat Cena, like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? And then he won the title and he wasn't showing up on TV for 2 years. And they're like, this fucking guy Brock Lesnar is a piece of shit. He shouldn't be champion. It's like it's Vince McMahon's call. The Rock won the title, walked on the red carpet with it, never defended it on TV. And people got all mad at The Rock. It's like it's not The Rock's call.
It's not like they asked him and he was like, no, I'm not going.
Punk is one of my favorites of all time, but it comes out that if it comes out he started it, I would shit on him too. I agree. You gotta hold him accountable. It's like the Xbox thing. You gotta hold these people accountable for shit. But I don't think he would go on a fight with no reason. It was just a promo. It was just a promo, but he was shooting, man. That was a shoot.
I don't think he would instigate a fight with those guys. He doesn't care about those. To him, those guys are beneath him.
Because now the locker room the locker room is divided and they're telling the boss two different things. Half the locker room's telling him that he started it, and half the locker room's telling him they started it. This is what's fucked up about it. Because the half of the locker room that's lying is sticking up for certain reasons.
Yeah.
Okay? Remember the Triple H part-timer bullshit that he was feeding to these guys in the locker room? Because Rock came back. And Triple H was like, you can't let these part-timers, The Rock, come back and take your spot. And this whole part-timer shit started. Okay? This is why you can't trust this guy Triple H. Because of shit like that. Because he started that whole part-timer thing. But when him and The Undertaker were coming back to wrestle, no, they earned their spots. Like, yeah, Rock, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Stone Cold, all these guys didn't earn their spots, apparently.
Oh.
Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. And people believed it, and the fans run with that shit to this day. Oh, well, he's just a part-timer. Go fuck yourself. It's pro wrestling. Who cares? You watch a fucking fight to see a fight. Look at these boxers. They fight like once every few years. You don't go, oh yeah, Mayweather's just a part-timer.
Part-timer, yeah.
Motherfucker, he boxes once for 45 fucking minutes even, and he doesn't have to fucking box for like 4 years, 5 years. He is set for life. They're gonna destroy the company over Colt Cabana. Yeah, I think it's done, man. I don't think he would have gotten into heated without the Bucks having to actually do something. Also, apparently one of the guys, yeah, none of the guys will be on TV. We already knew about that. I feel bad for MJF for taking the shine away. I don't think so. I think tomorrow night you make it the MJF show.
Yeah, that's what I would do. It's
That's
not
what you
his
do,
fault.
and you make up for it. Tomorrow night should be MJF. They're in Buffalo. They're in New York. Give them a big win. Or give them the promo. Give them the whole night. Make tomorrow night MJF night. Make everyone forget about Sunday for a little bit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If they do that, they knock it out of the park. But it's Tony Khan's fault ultimately because the guy didn't put his foot down when he should have.
No,
They had that
let
talent
them
meeting, and
off.
all the stuff that came out about that meeting was it was a joke.
He's just a fan trying to run it.
AEW already shit on my guy Lax.
Lax.
Who's Lax?
Laxative.
Tony Khan's gonna need some X-Lax.
I gotta go because I gotta get up in like a couple hours.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right.
See ya.
All right, bye. All right, so I'm gonna stay here for a little bit, and I'll answer your questions about this. So it looks like I'm out of a job. Santana and Ortiz. Well, you should have said my guys, LAX. He said my guy, LAX, and I'm like, who the hell is Lax? Yeah, I know what they mean, but I didn't know what he was talking about because he said my guy, as in one person. Dude, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, but they got to figure it out because this is not good. The company is like done. No matter who does what. Apparently, there's gonna be a lawsuit. Punk and Tony had a meeting today, from what I heard. I don't know what's going on, but apparently they're gonna sue. There's gonna be a lawsuit, and Alvarez says that everyone's gonna know everything in a couple of days. There might even be put They might even put a statement out tomorrow before Dynamite, and I heard Dynamite's supposed to open with Tony Khan. I don't know if Tony Khan's going to talk about this shit or if Tony Khan's just going to put like a little on-air statement out for the troops backstage or what, but it's going to get bad. I mean, he let it get this far. It's his fault. You got to blame the owner because it's his fault. He knew the shit was happening and he stood there and did nothing. And he even put a statement out. Oh well, they don't have to like each other. He's dead now because what's happening is the Bucks are gonna fucking sue the shit out of Tony Khan because he's got the money. And he made a public statement saying, "Yeah, people don't have to like each other. They can work here." Dude, that's like saying, "Yeah, you can bring knives to work," and then somebody gets stabbed. You know what I mean? Like does not look good. He's gonna have to settle his ass out of court. And Punk needs another lawsuit if they're going to sue him personally. Forget about it, man. It's a nightmare. This just wasn't. It was never meant to be. Because this guy Punk is already hurt. He hurt his elbow during the match. The company is like, I don't know. It's sad because they built this company up really solid the last few years. And for it to go out in one night because of shit, I don't know, man. As soon as Punk started talking about Colt, Tony should have cut the mic or something. Exactly. I agree. They're gonna ban that guy from WrestleZone from ever coming back. I'm gonna run to the restroom for 1 second. Eli, if you want to jump on, man, I'm in the Blood Discord. If you jump on, people can hear you. So I'll be right back. Give me a minute. Okay. Wish I could join the Discord. I got a lot of thoughts about this. Shit. I would have you join the Discord, but I gotta get food. I thought Eli was gonna come on while he was in the restroom for a second. But yo, let me tell you something. You know what? We should have you on. Romeo, let me know when you're free. We'll get you on here. You know what, Romeo? Let's see what happens. Maybe Thursday we'll get on here. Thursday or Friday, whatever's good for you, man. We'll get you and Eli on here, and we'll do an not AOX radio, AOX podcast. Once we get a little more info. Well, let me tell you something. This makes Cody Rhodes look a little bit different now, doesn't it, huh? We heard that Cody had a beef with the Elite before he left. Friday's great for me. I'm usually off on Friday. All right, cool. So, Eli, what time Friday are you available? Because Eli is in the... Eli is currently serving our country. Thank you. Thank you, Eli. Cody was a smart man. Yeah, we all thought he was a dick, but this might change things. We're supposed to be talking about Elvis. We're talking about... Anytime after 4. Romeo, what time is good for you? Why don't we, on Friday, why don't we go like... Why don't we do, is 9 or 10 p.m. Eastern too late for you guys? Because I probably have to go to work on Friday. Not all day, but I probably have to be available. It's 1:30 right now. It's 1:30 my time. So let's say 9 p.m. Eastern time. Does that work for you guys? You guys can, if you guys can look up the time zones. Romeo, I think I have your email address. I'll mail you a link to the Discord. That's great. Okay, so 9:30 p.m. Eastern this Friday. I'll be on here. I'll have you guys come on. And hopefully we'll have more info and we'll go to town, man. We'll do another AOX. We'll get them out there. But I can't believe that I can't believe this shit, man. We need AEW. Like AEW needs to be around. All right, you know what? I copied it. Delete it. I'll delete it. I can't delete it. Delete it. Delete your message. I already copied it. We're good. Whoa, buddy. I'm gonna drink a bunch of rocks energy drinks and get mad. Oh, a bunch of the rocks energy drink. I was like, what kind of energy drink has rocks in it? Wouldn't that be cement? uh, Tony should have read my email and hired me. Yeah, but would you want to be there with all this shit going on? What were you gonna do, motherfucker? And that's another thing too. Now the locker room is fucked because what AEW guys jumped in to help Punk, and now the Bucks are EVPs. They know who the fuck is. They know who stands where now. Is that gonna fuck with her? This is WCW all over again. You guys realize that, right? I've been saying that for months. Punk's wrestling career will be over if Tony lets him go. Yeah. Yeah, and CM Punk won't ever come back to any Fed. CM Punk left because of all this shit. He was tired of the drama. The problem is the Bucks manufactured this shit and they're trying to blame it on him. And Meltzer keeps saying, "Oh, whoever threw the first punch is going to get fired." And I'm like, "Well, Meltzer's with the Young Bucks, so I'm sure they told him that he threw the first punch." Why did he throw the first punch? Did they break in the room, or did they come to the room and be like, "Yo, fuck you, asshole," and then he just threw a punch? I don't think they would have came to his locker room and then he just would have just stood up and punched him in the face. Shit had to have happened. We got Cam in the chat. What's up? Cam is a member of this channel. Sit back and collect the paycheck. No, you can't do that, man. That's how you get fucked over. People talk about people like that. And you won't get hired anywhere. I knew the Elite had a hidden agenda all along. Well, here's the thing. Punk came in. Punk came in. He got friendly with FTR. They don't like FTR. We know that. Legit. They didn't want to lose the tag titles to them. FTR was winning all the belts, remember? A couple of months ago? They were supposed to have that match on Dynamite against the Young Bucks and win the tag titles. And they would have all the titles. Right? That was the plan. All of a sudden, the Bucks just fucking lost to Swerve and Keith Lee, which is good. They're great. But that wasn't the original plan. They did that to avoid FTR. Then all of a sudden they jumped into this trio shit because they knew FTR wasn't going to go into the trios. Then CM Punk comes back. Then Kenny Omega comes back. Who's the bigger star? CM Punk. Does Kenny Omega want him around? I don't know. And they started this shit with Hangman, with him fucking saying that CM Punk tried to get Colt Cabana fired or whatever. Tony Khan got rid of a lot of the Dark Order guys. You know what I mean? He got rid of Evil Uno's fucking partner. Evil Uno has like no career now. He's just a backstage guy. And then, the Bucks, they spoke up for this guy, Hangman, and they were like, and Tony Khan was like, all right, I'll put him on Ring of Honor. They're like, why Ring of Honor? And it's like, well, because I want him on Ring of Honor. And all of a sudden that turned into, well, CM Punk got him buried and got him moved over. And CM Punk is just like, dude, I just come to fucking work. I don't have anything to do with this shit. But they've already planted in everyone's mind that he was behind it. So you got the backstage, half of the backstage guys are against him. The internet's fucking totally against them because Triple H is in charge now. Guarantee you, if Vince was in charge, nobody would talk shit about CM Punk. But now that Triple H is in charge, everyone loves him because of NXT. Now people are picking sides. They're like, oh, see? Because when Triple H was out, they kept playing all these CM Punk yelling at Triple H and Johnny Ace clips. Now all of a sudden they're playing Triple H yelling at CM Punk clips on fucking Twitter. Like, I don't think the wrestling fans know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, that's why they dropped it to Swerve in our. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they avoided them. He's playing video games on the video game channel. Yeah, but he's a wrestler. He didn't sign with a wrestling company to play fucking video games all day. He could just do that for free on YouTube. You know what I mean? I think Evil Uno and his partner wanted to fucking, be AEW Tag Team Champions one day, but what are you going to do? And it's shocking he didn't stick up for his partner, right? He should have been like, you know what? I'm going to go to Tony. If he says he's not going to rehire you, I'm going to leave. We'll do this shit in Impact. Maybe he did. I don't know. But it's really weird that they fired his tag team partner and now he's got nothing to do. The company is fucked either way. They either will lose the Elite or Punk. Either way, it's a sinking ship. Yeah, exactly. And Tony Khan did it. You know, Dixie Carter, for all the shit that she got, and she did a horrible job running TNA, at least she didn't have stuff like this happening all the time. You had a couple of controversial things happen, but nothing like this. It sucks because we've been waiting 20 years for an actual competitor, and when they get there, man, it just falls apart one day. But because Punk came in, they're like, "Oh, it had to have been him. He's toxic." No, it's not him. Okay, they planted the seed that this guy was no good. Never heard of a more toxic wrestling company, to be honest. At least in TNA, AJ Styles would just be like, "Yeah, fuck Hulk Hogan," and Hulk Hogan would just like go up to him in the hall and be like, "Got a problem?" And AJ Styles would be like, "No," and Hulk Hogan would be like, "I thought so." And as his punishment, they turned him into Ric Flair for like a month or 2 months, whatever that was. Remember that? But then as AJ, as I saw him like work and all that stuff, Hogan was like, "Hey, join." Wasn't he an Immortal or something, or he was against Immortal? I don't remember. They were starting to push him. WCW didn't even seem this bad. It wasn't. It kind of was, and it kind of wasn't. Yo, they were suspending Scott Steiner for trying to beat up Ric Flair. He was suspended. He was out. He came back. They shook hands. Scott Steiner's like, "I don't fucking like you, but we gotta make money." Because Ric Flair buried him in a booking meeting, and fucking Russo told him. But imagine if Flair buried Steiner in a booking meeting, and then Russo turned around and said, "Oh, bro, Ric Flair was saying that you fucking hate Nash, and you said that Nash got fucking Hogan fired and everything." Like, he didn't start this whole bullshit thing. If it was even Russo that leaked it, I think it was Russo. I don't know. It was during that time period when they were about to go under. And then fucking Flair became Steiner's manager towards the end. They did what was it, the Magnificent Seven, that shitty group that they had going on, which was the name of that movie that kept playing on Turner Network, the Western movie, the cowboy movie. WCW, man, even though it had all its problems, it wasn't that bad. Like, toxic wise, it was only bad for those guys because they didn't know what was going to happen with the company. There was no leadership and all this other stuff. It wasn't so much toxic because the guys worked together. The guys, they knew they were all in a shitty situation, and they were just wondering, okay, when's it going to end? These guys, everybody's a crybaby now. The Bucks are EVPs. Kenny Omega's an EVP. Hangman and Page are EVPs. They need to fucking, if it wasn't all true, they needed to sit down with CM Punk and be like, "Listen, we don't know," even if they lied to him, we don't know where this shit started. Let's just end it right here. They want Punk out of the company for some reason. I don't know why. They want him out of there. The fucking show isn't going to be all about AEW, about the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega at some point. You know what I mean? You got to build talent. And if CM Punk could give you another year or two of his career to help get some guys over, like MJF, yo, it ain't Punk's fault that this is overshadowing MJF. This is the fucking Bucks and Kenny Omega and Hangman Page's fault that it's overshadowing MJF. So you don't blame that dude. If you're the one that started all this shit, now if CM Punk started all of it, I can't defend the guy. He's undefendable at that point. But I tend to believe him because, listen, what good would it do for him to come back after fucking, what was it, 8 years, 7 years? And start fucking with these guys after a year? You know what I mean? He just came back from injury. Why would he turn around and just randomly start doing this shit? And by the way, Punk ate shit because Hangman cut that promo on him first, months ago. And CM Punk ate that shit. He's like, I don't know where that came from, but whatever. I'll take it. I'm gonna win the title anyway, so let's just do business. Won the title and broke his foot the next night or whatever it was. He didn't have a chance to fucking give him a receipt back. Or maybe he didn't even care at that point, but he was probably home with the injury, thinking about it, replaying it in his head, and he's like, that's fucked up. I'm gonna say something. And he did, and that was it. But it's like, dude, it's like the whole thing with the bully. We talk about this with Microsoft and shit. The bully keeps hitting you. You finally turn around and hit him back, but the teacher sees you. And they blame you for everything. You know what I mean? You're just defending yourself. I hate that mentality. I hate when people pull that shit. It's stupid. These guys are all fucking 40 years old. They should know better. I would definitely do a double turn if Punk sticks around. Have MJF as the babyface. Fucking heel as anti-authority. I think MJF works better as MJF, but we'll see. Here's the thing. If MJF is a face, how is he going to be a face? I mean, who's he going to tell to go fuck themselves? You know what I mean? He would have to really feud with somebody that the fans hate. I guess Guevara could probably get that spot. Because Guevara has like massive heat. But Guevara could fucking work. And MJF really can't. So I don't know. I think they were supposed to do Punk and MJF the entire summer. And I think because Punk got hurt, that put the brakes on everything, so they did this MJF shit. Or it was true. At this point, does it shock anybody that wasn't true that he walked out? Do you know, and everyone says this, if they were able to get together and make this work, it would make a lot of fucking money. Because the interest of this situation is off the fucking charts right now. This buried everything that WWE did over the weekend. And by the way, WWE ran the show the same night as AEW pay-per-view just to fuck with them. This buries all that shit. Nobody was talking about WWE. Everyone was talking about what's going on backstage at AEW. And if apparently these guys are going to sue now, so there's no way they'll come to the table and talk about doing a fucking storyline together. But like I said, Meltzer keeps saying, "Oh well, whoever threw the first punch." It's like, okay, but why did they throw the first punch? Then they got this other guy pulling Kenny Omega's hair. I hope Kenny Omega screamed like a little girl, like ah, when they pulled his. uh, I hope somebody's got that on tape too. How funny would that be? Well, we do know that after the fight, the Bucks and Kenny threatened to fucking quit the company because they want Tony to make a decision. I mean, this is all alleged stuff. I don't work there. I wasn't there. I don't fucking know. I'm not a reporter. I'm not a journalist. I'm some guy that read the internet. So we don't know, but allegedly that's what happened. I'm trying to see if there's any other news on this stuff. Looking at deal of the day, there's really nothing. Young Rock. All right, let's try the other thing. Okay, so is this report actually accurate? If the Young Bucks kicked his door down, they're in big fucking trouble. If this guy Punk didn't start the fight, the Bucks are in big fucking trouble. Meltzer reported that producer Pat Buck is being suspended, but then specified Buck was involved. It was reported that there's no official wording on handing out suspensions. However, he noted that a lot of talent advertised for Wednesday's show have not yet arrived in Buffalo, which could be a sign of them not appearing on television. Certainly, at this point, is MJF to win in a casino match. He'll speak on Wednesday's show. They're gonna get a big rating tomorrow, whether no matter who's on the damn show, because people are interested now. Fightful Select reported Tuesday evening. Now, on the Punk side of things, keep in mind a new account of what happened was told those close to Steel and Punk. After All Out Press Show media scrum, the Bucks allegedly approached Punk's locker room and said they pounded on the door. After Punk didn't answer, they claimed they kicked it down. It's claimed they kicked them down. They kicked the door down. Fightful noted that it was told by several sources that Omega didn't seem as nearly upset as initially reported. Steele's wife was reportedly in the room and Steele told people that's what set him off. Steele went as far as throwing chairs and biting Omega. It's been reported that one of the chairs thrown hit the Bucks' Nick Jackson dead in the eye. Steele claimed that he was just looking out for his wife. The fight was said to have been very long. Oh shit. The rumors of Punk injuring his triceps during the melee are untrue, according to a source to Punk. Injury happened during the world title match against Jon Moxley. There are rumors swirling a future of Punk and Steel in AEW. And that's the fucked up thing, man, because what if Punk just says, you know what, fuck it, I'm done. I'm walking. Fuck these people. I'm finished with wrestling. Then that's it, man. We don't see him ever again. And the guy didn't do anything wrong. And we lose out. You know, that's why I hate the Goldberg stuff, because it's like everyone shits on Goldberg, but at the end of the fucking day, the guy ain't gonna be doing this forever. Why are you taking that away from me? Like an enjoyment that I have. I like Bill Goldberg because I liked him as a kid. He's back. You don't get a second run in WWE, especially WWE. They bring this guy in every once in a while, and people get all fucking butthurt. They're like, oh, he's taking a spot. From who? It's wrestling. Who cares? It's fake fucking wrestling. They just beat each other up. It's like a comic book. Do you get mad in Spider-Man after he fights the Green Goblin? Fucking Venom shows up. I mean, come on. Who gives a shit? And by the way, Goldberg got in a lot of backstage fights with Jericho and what was another guy, right? Booker T and Batista got in a backstage fight. This stuff happens. Kurt Angle, I think, and Guerrero got in a backstage fight once. So, well, so far for talking about Elvis, huh? This became a Elvis wrestling podcast. People are gonna be like, "Why are you reviewing Elvis for 3 hours?" Oh man. Any questions in the chat before I go? I still don't have food in this house. So Friday at 9:30, Eli and Romeo. Don't forget. You know what, Romeo? Let me. I got your email saved, so I will send you a link to the Discord. I'll send it before Friday. I'll be there. All right, cool. Finally get to talk to Romeo Productions. It's gonna be nuts, man. It's gonna be fucking crazy. Hopefully, some of this news gets out. What if Tony Khan goes on Dynamite and says they're all suspended? It's kind of not the place to say it, but what if he does? Let me check Twitter real quick. Dude, I'm all fucked up because my mouth is all dried up. Cody Rhodes saw it coming. Did he? Check out Dreadpool's channel, please. He uploaded new videos of Fanboy Con, and he's got like they show Star Wars stuff and all that. He has a 3D. He has a 360 camera. So while you're watching on your phone, you can actually move your phone around and check it out. It's pretty cool. And if you're using a computer on the video on YouTube, on the upper left hand corner, you can hit the button, the little dish button, and you can rotate the camera 360 degrees. Check out Anthony's channel. Let's Talk Resident Evil. Check out the guys at Rock Solid Wrestling Talk podcast over at M3 TV on YouTube. Check out Trainwreck. He's Vengeful Brick on Twitch. He might be coming to YouTube at some point. We don't know 100% yet. He's still thinking about it. We'll be on tomorrow night between 10:30 p.m. Eastern and 11 p.m. Eastern with the podcast. I don't know. Does anybody else? I check out Eli's channel. I guess he's got comic book stuff on there, or he used to, right? trying to look on here and see if there's any other news. If there's going to be a lawsuit, they're not going to say shit. No one's leaking anything out. And to be honest with you, if stuff is coming out on Punk's side, that means the Bucks are going to sue. Obviously. I can't believe they all threatened to quit. Well, I can't believe it. They're going to hit him up for money. They're going to hit up Tony Khan for the cash. Go to WWE and do what they want to do. It's all for the fans, right? Anyway, everyone take care. Stay safe out there. Thank you for watching. I don't think I'll be back tonight. Who knows? I don't know. I still haven't decided yet. I gotta go get some food. So, I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Peace. You have a good night too. I think we should play the Hunk of Burning Clay on the way out.